Okay, trial time. So, what I think happened here is... Let's cross out Shinji just so that, like, my list is more comprehensive here. Iroha pushed Sora. Excuse me. Iroha pushed Sora off the top floor. With intent to kill Sora. Because she's kind of being contrary to that Danganranpa trope, right? She's actually trying to kill the person who would be most likely to figure out that she did it. She's trying to kill the heavyweight, and so she pushes Sora off the top, and Sora knows that it's Iroha who pushed her off the top, but she's not going to cough that information up. She's trying to protect Iroha for some reason. It might be just because she doesn't want to distract from the person who killed Shinji, which she might think is someone different than Iroha. So, she's not saying anything, but she knows it's Iroha who pushed her off. Because, like, in that graphic, in that artwork, you saw her turn around and look back, right? So, but she has plot armor that's stronger than, like, Takeshi's plot armor. Was it, Takeshi Kurinari, yeah, that character's plot armor, or stronger than Kirigiri's plot armor, or Makoto Daegi's plot armor, which is probably the strongest of them all, right? And she just can't be killed, so she just straight up clips through the floor, ends up underneath the world, until she reaches some global minimum, and then she just respawns somewhere. So, now they're all have time to go, oh, whoops, that killing failed, I need to kill somebody else real quick. And went and pushed Shinji somehow into the power room. And he fell down in there and made a mess. Well, it doesn't really seem like it, because the way the murder took place had something to do with that secret passageway. I don't know how. And maybe that's like the spawn point or something. Which, that would be interesting if Sora respawned there. And the power room is way more broken up than you think it would be if they just simply pushed Shinji down the stairs. Something completely different seemed to happen in that situation, which seems to rule out that it's Iroha that actually killed Shinji. But she's going to come up in the trial, of course. Yuruko was upstairs the whole time, so it wouldn't have been her. But here's the thing, generally, is I think that it's not a girl, because we're actually short on girls now. We had 2 trials in a row where all girls were the ones that died, and for gender balance reasons, Chapter 4 has to be 2 boys. So, it's going to be a boy, not a girl. But then again, Iroha and Yaruko are the only 2 girls left, right? And Sora may be technically possible because she respawned in the wrong spot and then ended up accidentally killing Shinji by means of a respawn or something nonsensical. But she isn't really acting like she murdered someone. So, that leaves Yuki, Nikkei, and Otori. It can't be Shobai because from his perspective. Yuki wouldn't have killed his own big bro. So we have left Nikkei and Otori. And somehow I think this is a scheme by whoever's behind this whole thing, which for some reason is not Mikado, which is odd. Because Mikado couldn't do anything, he was tied up the whole time. Oh, he's another boy, I forgot about him. To make it so that Nikkei ends up committing a murder somehow, so they can use the Trust trial to execute him. It's probably an accidental thing, but according to the rules of this game, that still counts as him being the Blackened. So, So right now, my best choice seems to be Nikkei, but we're gonna go through the truth bullets anyway. So, victim is Shinji Kasai. The estimated time of death is unknown. The place the body discovered is unknown, which is weird. Cause of death is unknown. The bottom part of the body is burned, including the fireproofs. What? That's completely wrong. Who translated this? The body... What? That's not right! Who wrote this? No, okay, it's supposed to say that every part of the body was burnt except for the lower part of the body because it was the fireproof suit. But that's completely opposite of what this says here. There are multiple sharp cuts on the abdomen, and other various places. You mean his throat was slit? Okay, so whoever wrote this, whoever's writing the truth bullet descriptions got it all messed up. Oh well. Shinji's neck seems to have only one neck wound when you first look at it, but upon closer inspection there is another. The information wasn't in the monochrome file, but it's hard to tell because the body is burnt too much. Well, wasn't, I thought it was. That's also confusing. There are scratches, cuts, and other injuries all over Shinji's body, as if she was kind of like he was rolled around in the debris of the machines. If you see the monochrome file, it states there are also some fractures and bruises. However, further details can't be looked into because of the burnt state of the body, right? It's like he fell down the stairs. Apparently there was a fire inside the power room. Monochrome put the fire out eventually, but why would the killer do something so obvious like start a fire? There has to be a culprit behind the fire. Fragments of glass were smashed all over the power room and shattered around. They are irregular and quite sharp, which was mentioned in the monochrome file, but they're kind of even, right? The glass fragments must have something to do with this case. The power room, many of the unknown machines were destroyed. In addition, there was a large amount of blood on the rubble. If these machines use electricity, they could burst and catch fire. Is that what caused the fire? There was a secret plate behind the wall on one side of the ventilation chamber. You mean the power room? There's a door at the bottom of the stairs, but it feels the same as the front door of the Tower of Babel. Why does such a staircase even exist? A stun gun found on the floor next to the burning debris. It was burnt on the floor, meaning it must have been there since before the fire. From what Iroha said, I could get a few alibis for the time of the incident. Iroha and Yuruko were investigating together. Teruya and Mikado were in the meeting room together. So the reason why it could be Teruya. If that's true, then those don't have alibis to be looked into. Yeah. According to what Iroha said, when she was on the first floor, Sora fell from the top of the tower and disappeared. I think it's nonsense, but why would she make up a lie like that? It might have something to do with the incident. Well, he did throw his lighter down and noticed it passed through the floor, though. Yuruko left Sora, and now he is missing his lighter. Left Sora after talking with her near the top of the tower, but couldn't find Sora for a while after that. They shouldn't have encountered each other if Sora went downstairs. How did she disappear in such a short amount of time? Right. So it looks like it's Nikkei is going to be the one who's going to be executed at the end of this. So that's going to be my guess. Not very confident in that guess. But that's my guess. We'll see what happens. So they're playing a shobai, right? Let's start with the basic explanation of the class trial. We didn't go over skills, but whatever. Results of the class trial will be determined by your votes. If you vote for the correct Blackhand, only they will be punished, but if you pick the wrong person, then everyone besides the Blackhand will get punished, and the Blackhand will graduate from this school trip. Now then, let's first sit back and assess the situation like usual. The case is pretty much settled, so it shouldn't be hard to solve. That being said, this case sure is different from all the ones before. I wonder how far these dimwits make it without my help. He's got those Utsuru eyes. Ma, isn't it too quiet in here? I know we're running too low on numbers, but let's try to keep our hopes up, everyone. Just shut up! Honestly, I don't have any idea what's going on. Who's the culprit and what really happened? You act as if this is a surprise. Eek, I can't hear you. Iroha and Mikado, you two should never speak up unless it's really needed, alright? I'd appreciate it if you did treat me like the same as Mikado. A total shit show. And the people who acted as our leader are now all gone. Not to mention you guys are being awfully quiet this time. I was just trying to lighten up the mood. Sora. And I already crashed! Okay. Oh, now it's like super crash. So I have to use like the task manager now. Sorry it's taking so long. I have to find the, there it is. Okay. That crashed hard. Yeah, check the skill. So yeah, okay. Let's try again. Okay. Okay, yeah. You know, you usually let us during class trials, remember? I know I might be asking for too much, but can you do it just once more? No. Because the person behind the controls has left me. To be honest, it's just as Iroha says, too many of us have died. Tetsuka and Shinji, who are always up to rally us together. Kokoro, who led us through the dark with her genius brain. Even Kanade, who I can't call human in good faith, isn't here anymore. Yeah, and everyone except for us, too, aren't even trying to speak up. What do you mean? I'm doing my sincerest best to be cooperative here. Please, I can't do this alone. Could you help me? I would like to help with the trial, but it's not like I'm particularly smart or anything. All the trials so far have been possible because I got the help of Kokoro and Kanade. I couldn't have done it alone. And if I'm being honest with myself, I still don't have any idea on what happened in this case. Let's all think together. I know we've suffered another loss, but we aren't dead yet. We've even survived through imprisonment. So if we work together, we'll be sure to... Work together? To do what? It's just gonna be one of the Void's plans anyway. And one of us will die again. Yuki, I know you're sad because Shinji's dead, but are you really going to give up just like that? I said this before, but don't lose hope. There is a way to know. I know there is a way. I know it. Fine. Or at least pretend to have hope. We have Shobai. What? We still have Shobai. And if he doesn't want to die, right? So he'll solve the trial for us. Well, he isn't really the type to do the dirty work himself unless no one else is up for it. So we probably have to figure out some stuff on our own until he feels that it's necessary to cooperate. Alright, I'm sorry. I guess I'm being a bit too down. Yuko said it well. We can't just die here. Let's use our heads together. Like we always did. There's no need for that. We already have our culprit. What? Yuki, you're the culprit, aren't you? What, Yuki's the Blackened? Care to explain this fucking nonsense? Well! Yeah, you've been quiet this whole time and now you say you know the culprit? Don't play dumb with me. You know who can't when we both... You know you can't when we are both there at the crime scene with Shinji when it happened. Well, I could see how, Nikkei would try to, like, frame someone else as the culprit because he wants to kill Mikata, right? And one way to do that is for them to get to the wrong answer. What do you mean? Explain yourself. This is the class trial, so we should all be on equal footing for there to be a logical discussion. So allow me to explain everything that happened before and after Shinji's death. Before that, I would like to emphasize the fact that the person who's most connected to this case is me. So you say you yourself are the key to this case, hmm? Some of you already know this, but after we were just freed from our imprisonment, I picked up my book in the Oracle room just like always. Then I found something peculiar written inside mine. Something peculiar? It said that one of us was actually helping Void behind our backs, right? Eh? What? I never even heard. I remember, I also recall that Nikkei suspected Shinji as the spy. The people I gathered in the meeting room already knew this info. I also told you I would try to speak with Shinji alone as a Void member. And just like I promised, I called Shinji over to the power room. I was trying to not be too direct with Shinji, and things were going smoothly. But unbeknownst to us, Yuki had snuck in and was eavesdropping on us. What? Oh really? You don't even know what actually happened. If you're gonna be like that, then I believe I also do have a say in this. As you said, I was definitely in that room when it happened. But I was unconscious because someone had ambushed and stunned me. Someone ambushed you? When? Right after we had that conversation in the meeting room. I lost consciousness. Except they were too lazy to write ness. And when I came to, I was already in the power room. Do you have any proof? What was that? Because of your statement just now, my statement of you being in the power room has proven to be true. But can you do the same to your statement of you being ambushed? How can I prove that? I don't even know who attacked me. What good are those words if you can't even prove them? You went to the power room because you wanted to. What, that's just... So then what? What happened after Yuki showed up? While I was distracted with Yuki, Shinji suddenly attacked me. Shinji attacked you? I was right when I lost consciousness. So I don't actually know what happened after that. One thing I can say for sure is that when I came to, Shinji was dead, and Yuki had disappeared. By those statements, Yuki is no doubt the Blackened. Yuki, is this true? Did you really kill Shinji? Of course it's not true. Why would I kill Big Bro? Then tell us what happened after I passed out. Nothing. Yeah. It's just like Nikkei said. It did look like Big Bro took Nikkei down. I don't know if it was because he was the traitor, but I was afraid I was going to get attacked as well. So I ran away. Is that all? Yeah, I don't know why or how Big Bro died, okay? Then who killed Shinji? I don't know. If both of them are telling the truth, then we must have a third party that is the true culprit. No, we don't need the existence of a third party to explain this case. Sora? Nikkei, you said that after you woke up, Shinji was already dead, and Yuki had disappeared. Yep. And what did you do afterwards? What do you mean? Of course I just ran away because I got scared. I thought I was going to get killed when he attacked me after all. Nikkei, allow me to say the very words you just said to Yuki. But can you prove it? What? If Yuki killed Shinji, that means you were unconscious while the crime had occurred. Even if you were knocked out, don't you think it's weird that Yuki would murder someone when he didn't know when you were going to wake up or not? Rather, you had the perfect chance to kill Shinji after Yuki left. Not to mention, you were left alone with Shinji in that room. A way to prove my words. Yes, I can't say I have such a method. But when I woke up, Shinji was dead, with blood spewing out of his neck. That much I can say for sure. So you are saying you are not the culprit? Of course, at least I have no reason to kill him. And you're suggesting I have? Both of you shut up. We can't solve anything if we're just shouting meaningless words at each other. We gotta use logic to deduce stuff. I think Nikkei's the suspicious one here. I mean, can we even believe his words on there being an insider to the Voids? Perhaps he was trying to break our group's harmony with those words and plotting to get rid of Shinji. What the hell is wrong with you, Sora? Did I do something to you? What would I gain from lying like that? It's just that I can't trust you. You are the culprit, after all. You are a Void. Of course you are the culprit. What? Sora? Don't you think it's weird that he suddenly suspects Yuki for everything out of nowhere? You think so too, right, Yuki? Sora, is something wrong? You're kind of acting a bit like you're not Sora. Yeah, so was this friendship and trust you guys were talking about? I mean, who could I blame? I'm a bloody criminal. I should be glad that you'd even listen to me. Well, I'm sorry about that a effing sinner like me tried to save your asses. Stop it, Nikkei and Sora. That one was too far. Please, everyone, let's try to stay focused on the trial and save the unrelated stuff for later, okay? No. He is the culprit. I am sure of it. And how about we all vote for me? Let's all just fail the trial and just die together. Aw, shit. Here we go again. I thought they could last at least 5 minutes, but nope. I guess I have to step up and do something. As if I haven't got more annoying stuff to deal with. Yeah, let's make sure I got the controls right. Okay. I did not equip that skill that makes your bullet fly faster, unfortunately, so I have to be really, like, on top of it. Bruises on body. Burn marks Yoruko's account. Nikkei's the culprit. Okay. And why is that? You're the one who was with Shinji the last, that's why. Okay, we don't have anything that can refute that. Weren't you in a better position to murder him? You've got no proof. It's all just speculation. The logic applies the same to Yuki as well. I am not the culprit. Oh, would you all stop fighting and calm down? What? In the power room, that happened. But when I think about it, somebody just contradicted that. Why is that? Yeah, because someone burned. Hey, Albino, what's gotten into you? Shobai? How can you be so sure that the reporter was the last one to be with Shobai Shinji Kasai? It's almost as if you actually witnessed the entire thing. Lay off, Shobai. Nikkei himself said it, remember? When he woke up, only he was there with Shinji. That's only if we assume nobody else interfered after the reporter left. How the hell can you not remember the fire? If we are going by your words, Nikkei Yomirui was the last one to leave the place, so he must have been the arsonist. So, reporter, give us the news. Did you cause the fire, eh? Of course not. I know nothing about how the place caught on fire. That's wrong. He must have caused it. And why are you so dead set on that? And Shobai, why are you interrupting our discussion? I thought that you weren't interested in our business. Just shut up and mind your own business. We'll take care of it from here. Just me, or did Sora get really scary? Sora, I think you need to calm down. I get it, we all hate Shobai, but this is a class trial. We should listen to him at the very least. Oh yeah, Shobai even won against Kanade. Shobai, you're being our hero again, right? Shut up, I'm doing this because I want to save time, idiot. If I just do nothing, this whole trial will consist of pointless fighting between you people. Besides, there's something I need to check out immediately after the trial. And what's that? Now let's get to talking, Albino. You said that even if there was a third party involved, it's obvious who's the culprit. And how can you be so sure of it? Every case should have an infinite number of variables that have yet to be uncovered. That you, I knew all this time, wouldn't do something as stupid as this. No, maybe you just overestimated me. I just believe that Yuki's not the culprit. But Sora, that is a baseless claim. By that reasoning, there is no reason to believe that Nikkei's the culprit as well. Oh, would you just shut up? Why is it always me getting scrutinized? I'm no Kokoro Mitsume, but I'd say I'm also pretty good at reading people's minds. And you, Albino, are acting very anxious right now. No, I think you've got the wrong idea. Now what? No, why in the world would you be anxious right now? Yuki Maeda and Nikki Yomiuri were debating right now, and why should you be anxious about that? Wait, Shobai? Just to be sure, you better not be suggesting Sora's the culprit, are you? Sora the culprit? Hell if I know. So you don't know? You think I'm superhuman or something? To solve something, I need to deduce it. To deduce something, I need clues. So in order to solve this trial, we need to talk about it more. Dig for more hidden clues instead of fighting. I couldn't have said it better myself, but doesn't it feel kind of odd when it's coming from Shobai? I just don't know where where Blink Winkle is looking from. Kokoro knew the culprit from the start, you know. It's like the spirit of the third eye has abandoned Sora, and now she's acting all strange. It is now come upon Shobai. Now he's saying these things that are like that person to say. Kokoro knew the culprit from the start, you know. Guys, Shobai's right. I think we're a bit too heated right now. Don't you feel ashamed of yourselves? Even Shobai knows this isn't the right thing to do. How about we calm down and start over? And Teruya, you haven't said a word since we arrived here. Could you please participate? You don't need my help, because I won't be of any help. Just treat me like I'm a nobody from now on. And why are you suddenly so depressed about this? It's your life in line too, you know. If he doesn't want to participate, then just leave him be. He probably wants to just collect himself before his inevitable doom. So is everyone just breaking character now? Alright, I'll apologize to Nikkei. How about we talk this over once more? I agree completely with Shobai that this isn't like you. We should have acted more reasonably. Now then, instead of pointing fingers at each other, we should look at this at, what direction should we take? I guess you aren't quite the leader type, Yoruko. Since I want to end this quickly, consider this a treat. There are only 3 people related to this case. You don't need to worry about anyone else. Yuki Maeda, Nikki, Yomiuri, and Albino Girl. Oh, really now? Okay. Talk about what each of these 3 did over the last few hours, and the case is finished. Everyone else is innocent. Shobai may return the very words you said to me. How can you be so sure of that? Instinct. What? I got good instincts. Well, I am half joking right now. You think this is funny? We need logical proof right now, not some nonsensical jokes. Are you fucking kids or something? Oh, this is the thought. Do I really have to spell everything out? Guess I gotta show them the proof. Spell everything out? Is this what I think it is gonna be? The proof that everyone else other than those 3 are innocent. Okay, the alibis. Alibi list. Bubblehead. I'm talking to you, Bubblehead. So it wasn't a spell, okay. What? Who are you talking about, me? Wait, how would I know if you don't call me by my name? Quit your yappering. Tell them your account that you told me during the investigation. Oh, you mean the one about the alibis, right? Oh, so you've been investigating as well, Shobai. I mean, you always did your best while nobody was looking, granted. Alibi? What alibi? Well, Siobai asked me our whereabouts since lunchtime till the body announcement. I've been with Yoruko this whole afternoon. And Teruya and Mikado were, plural, were, in the break room together, right? So, I see. Because I was with Iroha, and Teruya was with Mikado, we all have sound alibis. So everyone, excluding us four, will be our prime suspects. Nice work, Shobai. And those suspects should be Nikkei, Yuki, and Sora. And myself, but I'm Shobai, so I know I didn't do it. You heard him. So, you three should quit your bullshit and tell us what you've been doing. Yes. Yoruko's account, Iroha's account, alibi list, monochrome file number, secret staircase. I've already said everything I did. I called Shinji to the power room, and I was talking with him. That's plausible, I don't have anything I can refute that with. I passed out after getting attacked by Shinji, and when I woke up, Shinji was dead. I got startled, so I ran away. Same for me. I got attacked by someone and because it looked like Big Bro was attacked by Nikkei, I fled the place on the spot. I was investigating the top floor and met Yoruko. After we spoke for a while, I stayed there until the body discovery announcement. After I heard it, I came back down. There's only one thing I need to think about. Do their statements match the alibis I investigated? Okay, so this is annoying, but I think you need to use Iroha's account on, because I can't refute that. I may not be correct, but I can't have anything to refute it with. On the I investigated the top floor, which isn't really, it's kind of awkward because that's not really the contradiction. Contradiction is, Sora's next statement, which is that she just stayed there. Right, she did not stay there, she fell down. Damn, what am I doing? I need to get my head straight. There's only one thing I need to think about. Do those statements match the alibis investigated? What? I missed. What's Yoruko's account? Okay. I got close. I just used the wrong account, I guess. I took a hit on that one. Yeah, I only got 90. Because I was stupid. It wasn't a skills issue, it was a kind of a confusing question issue. I guess you're supposed to be like, well, if Yoruko and Iroha investigated the top floor, they would have said something about seeing Sora up there. If Sora was also investigating the top floor. That's probably what I was going for, but I thought I was going for, like, Iroha saw her fall, which is different. Okay. Wait, what did you just say? What? I just said I was investigating. On the top floor, you said. Weird, kind of contradictory, eh? I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, you just said contradicts what the hostess said a while ago. What I said? You talked with Albino Girl, right? Ask her where she was all this time and all that. And you said that you parted ways with Albino on the top floor and waited near the stairs afterwards. But she never came down and no sign of her on the top floor. That's what you said, correct? Well, I still say it's like investigating the top floor, I mean. So you were eavesdropping? You creep. Putting aside how creepy Shobai is, if that is indeed true, then our dear Sora would be lying to us right now. No way. So what's the deal here, Albino? So did Sora really? Wait, there must have been some mistake. There's no way that Sora's the culprit. Heh, I never said anything about her being the culprit. Where'd you get that idea? Well, there's one thing for sure. Albino Girl went to the power room, culprit or not, culprit or no. And she's hiding that from us for some reason. So why don't we clear that up first? This is gonna be probably the hardest rebuttal showdown in the game. I never lied, Shobai. And I'm not the culprit. I can swear. I can swear is the truth. Oh, that I can swear is the truth. There we go. It is a correct sentence. If you really suspect me that much, then I will personally cut down your words. I forget the thing. Okay, so S switches arrow types. And Z fires the arrow I do have. Okay. I really struggle with this, but whatever. Broken machine, or has caused stab wounds, bruises on body. Okay. Broken machines. I never left the top floor. Okay, so Iroha's account. We're talking about being desperate. But it doesn't matter, she keeps saying something that contradicts the evidence. That's all I gotta focus on. Iroha's account. Oh man, did I lose? There we go. Okay, probably gotta take a big point hit on that. Yeah, gauge damage hit. Oh man, I suck. Okay. You didn't come down? Or did you mean to say you didn't come down using the stairs? I don't get what you're trying to say. I meant I didn't come down at all. I literally meant I stayed there investigating. Then how would you explain what Bubblehead saw? What, who, me? You said so, right? The albino girl fell from the top floor. Yeah, but that... Wait, hold up. What did you just say? Sora fell from there? Well, I'm not entirely sure if it was actually Sora, but shortly after we each picked our books, I was on the first floor. As I was going up, I saw someone falling from above. And you're saying that someone was Sora? You think this is some kind of joke? If someone actually fell from that height, we would have had a trial for 2 dead people right now. There's no way someone could survive that kind of fall. I know, you're right. What, so what are you trying to say? I'm being totally honest here, so please hear me out. I don't know how it happened, but she just went through the ground and disappeared. Someone bring a doctor or something. She's clearly lost her mind. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I really did see it. I saw Sora disappear through the floor. Didn't you just say how that was... weren't quite sure it was Sora? Why are you changing the story? 'Cause I saw a lot of white. By Bubblehead's words, we can see that the albino girl fell from the top floor of the power room. What? What kind of idiots do you think we are? I thought you were the smart one here. This isn't some fantasy. This is reality we're dealing with. Danganranpa is real life, people. Reality, huh? What difference does that make? I mean, we're technically not in reality right now, are we? What? How did you... did the reporter spread the news already? Well, how I knew that fact isn't the issue right now. The important thing is, as long as we're in the virtual world, what she said isn't so impossible. I'm not saying that everything is possible just because we're in a virtual world. There are some rules and logic behind all this. Phasing through the floor and then suddenly teleporting does sound pretty unrealistic. But considering the tower's structure, the power room should be located under the first floor. And under that, there should be another room. The evidence to support that is... secret staircase. If you push the wall with the cracks inside the power room, there are stairs that lead to another floor below. At the end of those stairs, there's a door that seemingly leads to a secret room, but it won't open. Just like the main entrance of the tower while we were trapped. So, I fail to see how that makes any difference. If Sora did fall through the first floor and went below, then she might have arrived at that place beneath the power room. If there's a room below the power room connected to it, that means you can enter the power room through that place. Wait, even if there are some stairs leading below the power room, that doesn't necessarily prove that there's a room beneath it, right? The stairs might have been there for decoration or something, though there is no definite proof that that place's existence. I do have some clues supporting the phasing theory. What do you mean? I tested it myself, and I dropped my lighter from the top floor, just like Bubblehead said. The lighter was nowhere to be seen. What? So you mean the lighter also went through the floor and disappeared? Just like Iroha said happened with Sora? Are you sure about that? Maybe you just missed it. And I do agree that it's a ridiculous theory. Didn't have time to experiment it thoroughly, though this evidence does increase the credibility of this theory. And we actually have someone who can testify whether it's true or not. Albino should know herself if it actually happened to her. Sora, did you really go to the power room? Why? I don't know what you're talking about. And even if I really did go through the floor and arrived under the power room, how would I have survived such a fall? What if you consider the problem from a realistic point of view? That's if you consider the problem from a realistic point of view. Considering we're working with what if you went through the actual fucking floor, don't you think asking about fall damage is pointless? It's virtual reality. The sky is literally limitless. So are we going to have an alternate explanation of why Hajime did not experience fall damage when he jumped out of the clock tower with one of the hooks not attached to Yuri on the other end? This cannot be called conclusive reasoning. We must calculate the case through logic and order. You're basically throwing everything out the window and saying because virtual reality. How can any of this be seen as logical reasoning? If what you said was true, then I doubt that there's even any meaning to this trial anymore. You think I'm the one who makes these damn rules? Believe me, I don't want to do this way any less than you do. Or do it this way any less than you do. Sure, the rules are basically non-existent, but who cares? All's well that ends well, I'd say. I'm all for it if it's the most efficient route. If I can pin down the culprit and end this class trial, who cares about how we reach the conclusion? Good. Even ignoring all that, suppose my reasoning really is complete BS. Then why the hell are we getting so flustered about it? Looking around, albino girl. Look around, albino girl. Take a look at what's become of this trial. Sora, you didn't, right? Well, there is no denying that at this point that Sora is the prime suspect in this case. No. You're wrong. Shut the hell up, Mikado. How did we even arrive here? Wasn't this trial about Nikkei and Yuki suspecting each other? I told you, this case is literally about 3 people. Yuki Maeda, reporter, and albino girl. Nikkei Yumoriuri and Yuki Maeda testified that they both lost their consciousness. So the only person who was awake to see the whole thing was albino. So unbeknownst to Yuki and me, Sora was related to all this? No wonder you're confused. We didn't even have all the info yet. Sora? Now speak! Tell me what you did in this case. Are we going to switch back to Sora now? There is one thing I need to ask. Iroha, you said you saw me fall from above. But didn't you also say that you were with Yoruko this whole afternoon? What? Oh yeah, I met up with Yoruko after I saw the whole thing. Sora, answer me. Don't tell me you didn't. Did you really? Are you really the culprit? Yoruko, I am not the culprit. The culprit is Nikkei. What, you're still on about? No, you are the culprit. There is literally no other way. I'm not bluffing this either. It's because of something only I know about. So you did do something. What does she mean by that? Though we can't confirm whether she's the culprit or not. One thing for sure, this case went through a lot of people's hands. Please explain, Sora. As you have deduced, I did go to the power room. And I saw it. Shinji bleeding on the ground and Yuki running away from him. Hey, Yuki? What? What are you talking about? Yuki, you can't hide it anymore. If you don't tell us the truth, we can't proceed with this trial anymore. No way. Wait, what? Sora and Yuki are accomplices or something? I don't believe it. You saw my crime? There must have been some mistake. My crime, eh? So you did attack Shinji Kasai. What, Yuki attacked Shinji? See, I told you, Yuki's the one. I think we might have to hear what happened from Yuki before we listen to Sora's story. Well, this is getting messy. Guess I gotta hear their stories first. Burnt stun gun, glass, bruises on body, secret staircase. I saw it myself. Shinji lying on the ground, Yuki running away from the crime scene. I see. You told Yuki was the blackened. Why the hell would I stab Big Bro? Okay. So Yuki running away. Even the monochrome file mentioned the wound on his neck caused by something sharp. There wasn't anything sharp enough to use as a weapon. Shards of glass. Okay, this one's a simple one. No, we shouldn't put emotion into the equation, but with no definite proof, I think I'll have a hard time believing Yuki's the killer. This is the problem. We have to settle Yuri's story first. Someone like Yuki Maeda is terrible at lying. He's going to panic and make a mistake eventually. I just need to catch when it happens. Okay. No sharp weapons, my ass. The floor was literally full of them. The floor was full of weapons? I assume you're talking about the glass shards. Yeah, though I wasn't able to find one that had blood on it due to the fire. The weapon is 100% one of those shards. But I still wouldn't have had any reason to stab Big Bro. Heh, you know what's funny? Nobody here even said that Shinji Kasai was stabbed to death. The girl only said that he was attacked, and the reporter said he was on the floor dead. And you're the only one who said anything saying he was stabbed. Why is that? Well, if you look at the Big Bro's neck, the wound is... Sure, the neck did have a deep stab wound. But do you really think anyone else other than me noticed that? What do you mean? Stab wound? Yuki, what are you talking about? The wound on Shinji's neck wasn't a stab wound. It was more like a cut, wasn't it? What's going on? Idiots as usual. I'm not even surprised at this point. I've got to wonder, is it even worth explaining it to them? The stab wounds. Simply put, one's a cut, the other's a stab wound. As I expected, you all thought they were only a cut in his neck. There was only a cut in his neck. But there's a stab wound beneath it at a similar angle. Judging from its state, the stab wound must have been made first. In other words, Shinji Kasai was stabbed in the throat once, and then cut once more afterwards. Ouch. So they're two different wounds. Never knew that. Only Shobai would have known such an intricate difference between them. And yet Yuki specifically said that he was stabbed. He was stabbed when nobody other than Shobai acknowledged that. Hey Yuki, it's time you stop avoiding this. Just tell us what you did. It's alright, Yuki. What? You're not the culprit. That much I can guarantee. So it's time for you to tell them the truth. No matter what happens, I will protect you. Sora? I'm sorry, I should be better off dead. I've done something terrible. I stabbed Big Bro, like you said, with a glass shard on the neck. Yuki, calm down. I know I asked you all to ignore me, but can I just say one thing? I know for a fact that a person like you wouldn't stab Shinji without a good reason. That I agree with. Just what happened between you two. The beginning is the same as what I told you before. After Nikkei said Big Bro could be the traitor, I was being cautious while investigating. Then I suddenly got attacked by somebody from behind. After being ambushed, I lost consciousness. And when I came to, Nikkei was knocked down on the floor, and Big Bro was holding a gun in his hands with a scary-looking expression. Yeah, that part's the same as what I experienced. I was sort of corroboration here. I was scared. I don't know if it was what Nikkei told us, but I didn't feel like the Big Bro I knew. You all know how he acted weird lately, right? The PTSD stuff. I was so scared that I was frozen still when he suddenly came right at me. I thought that Nikkei had just been killed by Big Bro, even though you didn't hear the gunshot. So when I thought I was going to be killed, my body reacted without thinking. I grabbed a shard of glass lying on the ground, and it went straight for his neck. Hold on, why did he attack Nikkei and Yuki in the first place? Well, obviously, he was a traitor, just as I suspected. After being pressed on by me, he revealed his true colors. What? But I thought... Even as he got stabbed by me, he grabbed and threw my body away. If I stayed still, I might have died from that. Next thing I knew, I had crashed into the wall. The ceiling and the wall came down, and Big Bro was buried under the debris while bleeding out. When everything was over, the horrible realization came over me that I had killed someone. I get what you're saying, but there's no reason to be that hard on yourself. If you're telling the truth, then it was more like it was an accident than a murder. But the rules of the killing school trip never considered the context of things. If there's a dead body, someone has to pay the price. By your logic, Ibiki's case was an accident as well, as she was only used by Kanade. I know that, don't talk back to me. Yuki, what happened next? What do you mean, what happened next? My mind went blank. All I thought to myself was that I needed to get away from that place far away. And you didn't get rid of the evidence? Yeah, as the hostess said, it was more of an accident than a murder. That's why Yuki Maeda ran away on the spot without doing anything. An albino girl witnessed Yuki Maeda running away. Sounds like everything is starting to come together. You were right. I guess this is the end for me. I'm sorry for lying, but even if it was an accident, when I killed Big Bro, it was actually... I just wanted to live. Yuki, it's not over yet. You are not the culprit. What do you mean? I stabbed Big Bro. That feeling of sharp glass plunging into his flesh is still haunting me. The culprit is still Nikkei. So, you've been at it constantly saying that I'm the culprit. Are you trying to pick a fight with me? You think I'm gonna keep tolerating your shit? I feel like I need to apologize to you in advance. What for? Now that Yuki has come clean, it's my turn. After I went up to the power room and visited Yuki, witnessed Yuki running away from the crime scene, first thought that came to me was that I couldn't just let Yuki be the blackened. What? So this is like being like chapter 4 of Trigger Happy Havoc. Is this what this is being based on? It's like the pieces, right? I don't know why. Maybe it was from witnessing my friend committing murder. Or maybe it was something else. But I wasn't ready to let Yuki down just yet. Would you just cut to the conclusion? You're really dragging things out, so what did you do? I want you to first understand that at the time, I didn't fully comprehend what had happened. All that I knew was that Yuki had definitely stabbed Shinji, and Nikkei was knocked out cold. I tried to be calm and walked up to Shinji when I noticed something. At that moment, Shinji was still alive and breathing. What? He was alive after getting stabbed in the throat? Is that really the truth? Maybe it wasn't a direct hit. I don't know for sure. But he was alive, probably only for a few minutes more. My first thought was healing him, but it wasn't like I had any medical experience. And if Shinji died while doing so, Yuki would be the blackened for his death. So I decided to take action. What'd you do? I decided to protect Yuki. I decided to make him not the culprit. Sorry, you didn't. Yes, I delivered the finishing blow. The large cut on the neck was caused by me. Sora, are you crazy? If you did that, you would be... Why? Why would you do such a thing for someone like me? Perhaps I had a better option. But at the time, that was the only option I could think of. It was like I was getting led on by some strange memory. their personality is not Akane's, though. Wait, then what would make... that would make Sora the culprit. But it doesn't in there. They probably all despise me for this, but I'll tell you all the truth. Sora, hiding the fact that I went to the power room, insisting on things without any evidence to back it up. I apologize for everything, but I couldn't bring myself to tell the truth. But I must tell you all the truth about the horrible sin I have committed. Even as I was thinking to do something as despicable as ending Shinji's life, I still valued my life. My body was trying to save Yuki, while my head still did not want to die. So I used someone else's hand instead. What do you mean? Well, I did cut Shinji's throat. I didn't do it myself, but I used the hands of somebody else to do it. Someone else's hand? I don't get what you're trying to say. You... Amazing, I never would have expected such a result. If Albino Girl is telling the truth, then we have our culprit. Culprit's identity is... Script cache, line 106, RGSSE, error occurred, failed to create bitmap. Using somebody else's hand, does that really make them the culprit, though? That's kind of like... I mean, if he was if you, like, pinched his fingers, like, around the glass and then, like, dragged it, does that really make the other person the culprit? I mean, you did it. It depends on what Monocro's rules are, I guess, in these weird situations. Okay, we have to have Yuki's confession. Whoops. Okay, this is stab room, right? Stab wounds. Or she's quarter notes or something? There is only one other person there at the crime scene. Nikki Yomiuri, a battle girl, you're your unconscious tan instead. I'm so sorry. No fucking way. But does that count? What does that count as? I forgot to save the game. In the intermission. That was silly. What was the first thought that came to me? Shock, horror, fear, rage. These feelings could be considered as the normal reaction. The entire situation was completely surreal to me after all. When I look back, however, the first emotion I felt was awe. Why was I in such an awe as I watched it happen? Why did I feel awe from witnessing Yuki almost kill Shinji? Perhaps it was because of that awe that I did such a thing. If I just let things be like this, then he would become the Blackened. There would be a class trial and he would be executed. And I cannot let that happen. I should be the one to protect him. I tell myself I try to ignore and resist it. But that voice rang inside me, clear as clear can be. The voice of a demon hiding somewhere deep within me. I gripped the glass shard using Nikkei's unconscious hand and cut Shinji's throat. Right then and there. Does that mean Nikkei is the Blackened? So that's why Sora was so insistent on Nikkei being the culprit. Yeah, and only she knew this. Even Nikkei Yomiuri didn't know himself that he was the culprit. But to tell what happened would be to announce the sin that she had committed. So she hesitated on it, as you would expect from her. Don't you fuck with me. What the hell did you do with my treasured hand? Okay, why don't we calm down first and... Calm down, I can even calm down from this shit. So much cussing. Well, Ethan, I would be bewildered by this turn of events if I was the one experiencing it. To be the culprit without even knowing it. This doesn't count. This class trial shouldn't count. I did literally nothing. Sora's obviously the culprit here. I have nothing to say. I'm just so sorry. You think sorry's gonna solve my problems? For not to be the Blackened, I'm gonna die right now. But I thought you said that dying here doesn't mean you would die for real. If this is the real world, I would never have tried such a thing. I know that's a petty excuse, but after this is all over, I'll make it up in any way possible. So please. But this is going way too far. Didn't I also tell you that even we don't know what could happen to our bodies even if we die? You're basically telling me to endure what's going to happen to me, as long as it's not death? That's not what I meant. If you knew how so well what you weren't going to really die from this, then why didn't you sacrifice yourself? Or did you really want to continue this killing school trip that badly? I betrayed the Voids, I helped you out, did all that and you act like this, you little... I hate to break this moment, but, is there any reason to continue the trial anymore? What? Well, Sora's telling the truth and Nikkei's the culprit, right? There is no reason to puzzle solve or whatever, but yeah, we do have a culprit based on our results. And why don't we just end it here? I don't want to be in this place anymore. Besides, Nikkei was originally the one to... Because we haven't played the matching game, we haven't played the split game, we haven't played the UFO game, we haven't done all these things you need to do in a class trial yet, Iroha. Wait, hold on, why are we even believing her in the first place? Forget logic, why are we even believing this I killed Shinji using Mr. Nikkei's hands BS? She could have just made it up on the spot. I get why you're unwilling to believe it, but believe it or not, her story does have some ground. It matched with Yuki Maeda's confession earlier, not to mention the statements that the others had made. But even so, Shobai said it well, so why don't we vote? Wait guys, just one thing, I'm not trying to cover up for Nikkei or anything, but Nikkei didn't have any intent to murder according to Sora, right? What? I was just unsure if someone else using Nikkei, who was unconscious to murder Shinji, would really count as Nikkei being the culprit. Well, I don't understand. Good call, hostess girl. Girl's got a point. I also believe it is too early to decide on who's the culprit. If Nikkei Yomiuri can be considered a murder method, then we'd have an albino girl as our culprit instead. Nikkei is the murder weapon? Care to explain? Whether Nikkei Yomiuri could have considered albino girl's murder weapon or not, I meant it literally. What, Nikkei himself was the murder weapon? That is impossible. How can one consider a human being as a weapon? Have you asked Monocro to confirm that? What? Did you ask Monocro if Nikkei Yomiuri was decided as the culprit in this case? In the case of Kanate Otono Koji, she asked in advance about if her murder could be considered a double Blackened murder. It was to avoid any messy confusion afterwards. I mean, you should have known by now that there is no 100% positives in class trials. I didn't think that far ahead. See, even she's unsure of it. We don't know if Nikkei could be considered a weapon or not. But if he does consider it to be that way, does that mean... Yep, albino girl would be the culprit to kill Shinji Kasai using her murder weapon of choice, Nikkei. I see, so this is a matter of deciding who's the culprit between Sora and Nikkei. Let's applaud Yaruko, who gave this crucial insight on the case. Even though it was, like, obvious. You might have even let Nikkei live another day. Wait, me? But that would mean Sora... Well, obviously Sora's the culprit. A murder has to include the intent to cause harm by the murderer. But even if she is the culprit, she did it to save me. So now what? Forget why or how. We can't even decide on who's done it. How could this happen to me? There's no way that... How could a human being be considered a weapon? Even if he was unconscious? But if it is possible, then what would happen to me? No. Okay, here we go. Weapon. Oh, I missed it. Culprit. Intent. Okay. Conscious. Evidence. Oh man, I missed all of them. Object. Oh, I already had it. Okay. Culprit. Whoops. Intent. What? Oh, well, this is weapon. Man, I'm messing this up so bad. Conscience. Evidence. Yeah, but it's like not on that part. Like you can match it up on everything. Okay. So Mikado. Intent. Oh, it's wrong. Oh, Fui. Intent. Oh, or used intent. A conscience. Conscious. Kind of like how Lindru's playing with the absurdity of like Ibiki being the culprit in the last one, saying, if we could do this, why can't we do this, right? Weapon? Oh, we already used weapon, so this is wrong. Awfully. Intent. culprit. No, we already used culprit on... Ah! Which one is it then? Object. Object's the one we're not using. Okay. Object's on the first one. I have to go through this whole thing again. It takes so long. Why have to like... The reason why it takes so long is you have time to be able to make the match. But then once you already got the matches, you're just like... Oh, waiting for the next match. Okay, object. I mean, if I was unconscious, I would consider myself a tool, yes? If I wasn't controlling my body and it was doing things, then I would be a tool. Oh, I forgot about the crouch bind. Like, oh wait, you have to do a crouch bind at the end. Oh, whoops. I hit the Windows key. X. S. A. Z. A. X. Z. I got bad. Yeah. Now I saved the game. Phew! Although doing all that all over again would be good, because then I get to, like, not mess it up as bad, but okay. So how long are we going to continue this? We're just going in circles if we continue like this. Yo, Sora, why are you so dead set on being against me? If you thought that it'd be okay for me to die here and be safe in the real world, why didn't you apply the same thought process to you? Or is it the old, if I do it, it's right, but it's wrong if it's you? So are you scared now that it's your body on the line? I cannot leave this world yet. There's still something I have to do. Is there a way we can confirm who's technically the one that did it? Alright then, let's not waste any more time and ask someone who's sure to know who's done it. So, who's sure to know the truth? The guy I talked about just a minute ago, Monocro, you listening? You should know, right, whether or not Nikkei Yomirumi's hand could be considered a weapon? Why aren't you saying anything? Shobai, you know I cannot answer that question. To answer that question would be the answer to who's the culprit between Sora and Nikkei. Is that how it works? I thought we were just going to ask if Nikkei could be considered a weapon. That ultimately decides the culprit after all. So we're basically asking him for the answer. Of course, he wouldn't answer back. I was hoping it was worth a shot since you went haywire a while ago. But you're still bound by those rules? Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Now this is quite the troublesome situation we are in. We would have to decide it ourselves if Monocro doesn't outright tell us. Hold on a minute. Shobai, let's go over everything again. Albino Reporter and Yuki Maeda. You three should talk about what you each heard and did in the case. Well, we already did that. Yuki, why don't we stop complaining and do what he says just once? Maybe he has an idea or something. I agree, we're all going after each other saying it's your fault. But this isn't the time for emotional drama between us. Let's say what we have to say about each other for now. And logically think this through once more. It's not like there is some more to say about this case, though. As I said before, I was kidnapped by someone, and when I woke up, Nikkei was unconscious and Big Bro attacked me. Frightened to death, I grabbed the glass shard on the ground and stabbed Big Bro on the neck. Then I ran away and pretended I knew nothing. Save for me, I called Shinji out and was talking to him when he suddenly knocked me out. When I woke up, Shinji had bled dead, and I ran away from the scene. As I told you before, I went up to the power room through the secret passageway below, and witnessed Yuki running away from the crime scene. And to save him from being executed, I grabbed the glass shard using Nikkei's hand, and cut Shinji's throat. Although I still don't know what made me do that. It seems like this is just a recalling of what they said before. And you're sure you said every last detail? Of course, I mean, every one of us have been exposed already, so there's basically no point in lying. But none of you started the fire! Then we have a problem. Who was the one that caused the fire? Huh? Let's go over the facts. The power room was on fire. There is no doubt about that. According to our alibis, the only people that entered the power room were albino, Nikkei Yomiuri, Yuki Maeda, check. Now let's assume all of you are telling the truth. Where the hell did the fire come from? Oh, you're right. What had happened then? Aren't you acting a bit too surprised? I mentioned the fire once before in this trial. Yeah, but it was glossed over once every single one of you little shits started exposing each other. Now that the three of you had told the actual truth, we now need to redress this problem. Well, why is the fire important? The Black Imp's bound to be either Sora or Nikkei, regardless of the fire. No, you may not have realized this with your barely functioning brain, but Shobai is basically implying that one of the three who visited the power room may be lying. Yeah, if there's a likelihood of any party falsifying their statement, we need to dig every last detail until we're sure we've got everything right. I see. So who caused the fire, then? I know nothing. I told you everything I know. Same here. The fire at the power room, even I don't know about that. Let's think this through step by step. I might be able to find something now. Oh no! No, I don't want an explanation. I didn't do the skill, so I have to do this full out, full blown, full mechanics. What? Why did it not work? Oh, it's spacebar. It's spacebar. It's not. I've used the up key. It's not the up key. It's spacebar. Shucks. Okay, I wasn't thinking this through. I forgot the controls. Oh. Rip. Okay, spacebar. Oh. Oh no. Maybe I should have done that skill. Right at the start. Right out of the gate. I guess I had to switch back to Sora because I didn't have a way to skin this Shobai. This game's mechanics is a Shobai game, right? Well, I couldn't drop fast enough. That's not fair. Okay. In what order of the prime three suspects did this case leave the room? Yuki, then Nikkei, then... Whoop, the bottom one. Oh no, this is wrong. I'm gonna die. It's the bottom one. Oh, I forgot spacebar again. I keep hitting the up arrow key because I'm afraid to get spacebar. No. Oh. Keep forgetting the control. Why does the ceiling have to have collision? Okay. I don't know why I, like, choked. I got psyched out by that. Okay. Okay, now I only have one, like, health left, so now I'm, like, doomed. Ah! Okay. Who was left inside the power room after Nikkei left the room? Well, Shinji, right? Yeah, okay. So he would have started the fire and burned himself, right? Okay, next one. Oh. No, I'm dead. Oh. I lost a heart. Did I just start the sleep from the beginning? Yes, I do. Okay. Okay, this part I always die on. Drop. Ah, how do you drop fast enough to do that part? No, that's not fair. That's not fair. You can't have a block drag behind me like that. Okay, the bottom one. Unless they had RNG going on there, but they didn't. Okay, this one's easier, I believe. It's kind of like fidget in the lower region of this. Okay, keep doing it. Fidgeting. Keep fidgeting. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Who has left inside the power room after Nikkei... Well, Shinji was. Okay, hi. Whoa, how did I, like... I clipped through that somehow. Lousy collision. Okay. I got destroyed. Okay, now I don't want to hit on the green somehow. Okay. What's the question? If the fire caught on when Shinji was dead, what are the possible explanations? Shinji was still alive. Like chapter 4 of the first game! Okay, I lost the heart on that one because I didn't equip Yuri's skill. Not enough skill points, unfortunately. Yeah, I suck. I will definitely save the game. I could redo it and do it better, but... I don't know, plus or minus. Wait, DK, so when you left the power room, the fire wasn't there, right? Just how many times do I have to repeat myself? Yes, there was no fire. I thought it was some malfunctioning from the damaged machines that caused the fire. That means if someone did cause a fire, then it would be after Nikkei left the power room. Does that mean someone else entered the power room once Nikkei left? That's impossible. Everyone, including Sora, Yuki, and Nikkei, all have sound alibis. Then we're back to deciding between Sora, Yuki, and Nikkei again. Who told you? Even we don't know. But then it doesn't make sense. There's no one else that could have caused the fire. It's exactly as Iroha said. There is no one among us here right now that could have caused that fire. What are you trying to suggest, Sora? I'm saying it might have an idea of who actually caused that fire. Let me cut straight to the chase. We don't need to consider the possibility of someone else entering the power room after Nikkei left. Because there is one other person in the power room. And that was Shinji. What? Sora, what do you mean? Shinji was dead at that point. But what if he wasn't? If he was still alive and if he had caused that fire, then everything was set up until this point makes sense. Sora, are you hearing yourself? Didn't you say it yourself that you delivered the finishing blow to Shinji? You're the last person I expected to say that. Yeah, not to mention that it was his second fatal blow that he received at the same spot, mind you. How can someone be alive after getting stabbed and cut in the throat? You can. What? Normally anyone would die, but there are cases where someone suffers that and still survives for more than 30 minutes. Trust me on this. What is with you, Mr. Nobody? And you sound like you actually saw someone pulling that off. Well, Are you alright, Teruya? Let's just ignore him and return to the topic at hand. This is a Tomori thing. So are you saying that Shinji was still alive after all that? That makes no sense. How can anybody stay alive after 1 minute with a bloody, torn apart neck? Even I think it's going a bit too far. After all, I'm the one who actually cut the throat using Nikkei's hands. Yeah, obviously kind of funny that the one who actually did it would suggest such a thing. See, even you're not sure of the whole thing, and whether Shinji caused the fire or not. He's dead now. Why should we care that dead person did before they passed away? We need to decide the culprit among the living right now. Wait, reporter, what did you just say? What I was just saying that we should be talking about something else. Not that. What, the part about the culprit being one of us? Yeah, you said the culprit was among the living, eh? Let's break that thought and think of it this way. Do you have to be alive to become a culprit? What does that mean? Shut up. Kinchi Kasai caused the fire. The only ones who were in the power room, the alibis. I got it. We didn't even need to discuss Nikkei Yomori's hand being the weapon after all. Neither of you are the culprit. Then who are you saying the culprit is, Yuki? Not him either. Well, technically speaking, there is no murderer in this case. What? Shobai, you aren't thinking what I'm thinking, are you? Well, in Chapter 4 of the previous game, DRA, Monokuma said that if a suicide happened, there would be a class trial, basically. It was implied by saying well, he treated it as a dog's death, but it's like, it would just keep going, right? So I thought that the rules are different here. They were different in Trigger Happy Havoc, of course. Yep, Shinji Kasai was killed by none other than Shinji Kasai himself. In other words, it was a suicide. What? Geez, are you trying to blow our ears out? Wait, what? If this is a suicide, what do you mean? But a suicide isn't a murder. Does that mean this class trial is cancelled? No, a suicide is still taking someone's life. So it doesn't go against the killing someone part of the rules. Yeah, apparently in SDRA2, you can have suicides. I accidentally skipped Nikkei's line. How can you go from saying that Shinji caused the fire to saying he killed himself? And why the hell would he do something like that anyways? It's like I even care about why the beef brain committed suicide. I just came up with it based on the evidence. Evidence? So you're saying there's evidence that Big Bro killed himself? Of course there isn't any evidence like that. This isn't a problem of whether or not you have evidence. Sorry, you said you killed Shinji using my hands. Then Shinji is obviously dead from that point onward, right? Shinji committed suicide. Something did feel strange about this case while we were talking about the fire. But I didn't even think that far. But Shoei must have realized something. We should talk about this more. Okay, non-stop. Bruises on body, burn marks. Yuriko's account, broken machines. Okay, let's try broken machines. RGSS error occurred. Okay, well. Another crash. Shinji Kasai killed himself. Okay, we didn't go to refute that. Possible, must have died from getting his throat cut. But if we seem that when there is no other way to explain the fire, as long as the three are in the position of plausible deniability, Shinji Kasai being still alive and causing the fire is the most logical explanation. Wait, even if Shinji was alive, I don't get how we can get there from Shinji suddenly committing suicide. I mean, Shinji killed himself after trying to attack us doesn't make sense in the first place. It's not like we have proof of it anyways. Oh, okay, you're supposed to use broken machines there. Shobai heard my remarks about the possibility of a suicide. You must know something. There must be traces of a suicide somewhere. I just gotta find it. Okay. Oh, I accidentally skipped it. Okay. That's only about halfway. Okay. That's wrong. Okay. Bruce is on body. I mean, he used his body to break the machine, so it's like damage on both places. They complement each other. I don't know how that's so like cut and dry. Not necessarily the fairest thing, is it? Yes. This thing crashes so much. Nika, if you want evidence, then I've got some. Shinji's body actually had a lot of wounds. More wounds than just the ones on the neck. Other than the ones on the neck, those were from the fire, right? No, that's not what I thought. That's what I thought earlier. But there were a lot of scratches on his body. Well, color me impressed. To think that someone other than me would notice these amongst all the burn marks. Scratchers, there were scratches? When I cut Shinji's throat, there were no wounds other than the ones on his neck. I'm asking just to be sure, Nikkei. Did you make those? Of course not, and considering he was still alive, if I did that, then he would have most likely become the culprit. Correct, the last person to harm the victim becomes the culprit. And I'm not, that's kind of stupid, because what if you, like, stick a needle into them after they've been, like, got their throat slit, and that's dumb. You haven't forgotten that, have you? Wait, so is that it? Even after getting fatal injuries by me and Sora, Big Bro was still alive? Then he hurt himself, so by those rules he became the culprit? That doesn't feel right, though. People usually don't die from those scratches. Even if you create those wounds yourself, they aren't critical enough to kill you. So his death would have come from his neck wound anyways. Easy there. Recall that the monochrome file didn't report the cause of death in this case. Whether or not the cause of death is recorded on the monochrome file, it's a monochrome file, is itself a very important clue. Just like the time of death thus last trial. If this case ended with Albino Girl cutting his throat, then there would have been no reason to hide the cause of death. But the cause of death was missing. So that means that there is a need to hide it in accordance with the culprit's intent. But as Nikkei said, saying that the cause of death was those scratches does sound a bit off. Now, the cause of death would have been from suffocation for inhaling too much carbon monoxide created by the fire. Caused by the fire? Well, maybe just getting burned up in the fire too, you know. He got burnt. Well, I guess that's what we thought when we first found the body. I thought he was burned, but suffocated to death. If he was burned to death, there would have been more time till the body discovery announcement. Simply put, it takes too long for a human being to burn to death. Correct. It's common knowledge that a human dies more easily from suffocation than from incineration in the fire. I can guarantee that is the truth as the flame wizard myself. Normally you would be able to see distinct marks on the face as someone died from inhaling excess carbon monoxide, but he was burned to the point where the face was unrecognizable, so we aren't 100% sure. And how can we be so sure that he died from suffocation? Because that is the only way. The only way he could have ended his life as fast as possible. He probably at first tried hurting himself by crashing his body into stuff, but he soon knew that wasn't going to cut it. Call it luck or whatever, but he actually caused a fire doing so. So he then probably decided to end himself that way. There is proof to suggest this happened. Actually, it was all over the power room. Proof that Shinji tried to hurt himself. I just said there are traces of it inside the power room. Okay, now you say broken machines, right? That's kind of like an Ace Attorney problem, where they like... It happens a lot in Ace Attorney form. When I tried to play Ace Attorney, it was like I'd have be one piece of evidence to present ahead of the trial. Considering the relation between the fire and the scratches, Shinji must have bashed his body against the power room machines to hurt himself. Most of the machines inside the power room were badly damaged. Not to mention there are traces of blood on them. If someone the size of Shinji crashed into those machines with full force, I assume it would be enough to break them and cause a fire. Hold on, so we're getting evidence left and right here. To be honest, I was half sure at first, but now it really feels like Shinji was alive at that point. I see, Sora, Yuki, and Nikkei said they didn't know about the fire and all the others have alibis, so they didn't even enter the power room in the first place. But if Shinji was still alive and did some act to end his own life, all of this makes sense. What a remarkable conclusion that explains everything. Even someone as brain dead as a Roha could understand this. Don't call me brain dead. In a sense, this trial only took longer because the three of you were stubborn and kept saying your own thing. I should have interfered from the start, wasted so much time. I guess even Yuki and I weren't rational enough to check if Shinji was actually dead or not. That was why we never even thought Shinji being alive and soon killed himself. No way, so it was just Shinji's suicide all along? There are still some things I don't get, but if Shinji really did take his own life, then Sora and Nikkei both aren't culprits. Nobody here has to die. Monochrome, if the culprit's dead, then nobody has to die, right? Well, if the culprit did kill himself, then yes, we have to execute Ultra Ego. I'm not pulling apart dead bodies or that kind of stuff. But you did in the first game. You heard him, Sora. I don't know why you did such a thing, but that doesn't mean I'm going to forgive her. Do you realize what kind of despicable act you've done? If we do both survive from this, I'm not going to go over this matter that easily. Sorry, of course, I'll pay my price, I'll do anything you want. Not really the happy closure I wanted, but it's over, right? Then let's vote for the... Wait. I have to be... Big Bro killed himself? Sure, we might have evidence. But why? He tried to kill me and attack Nikkei. Why would someone like that suddenly decide to kill himself? He basically threatened 2 lives and then saved 3 lives. I don't understand. That's not the issue here. The issue is getting the culprit right. No, this is a class trial. This is an important matter, no doubt. There's a reason for doubt. Then we should discuss about it. I mean, don't you guys feel it's weird? Why did he suddenly have to take his own life? What if we're missing something? Looking at the evidence, Shinji must have killed himself, that's for sure. By ending the class trial right here and now, all 3 of us would survive. We've been through a lot, but that would be the best outcome we could get results-wise. But should we be fine with it? Yuki has a point. With Shobai's help and a bit of reasoning, we were able to deduce that Shinji took his own life. But we've only reached that conclusion. We still don't know the whole story. Did Shinji really take his own life? If he did, then for what reason? Why isn't anyone speaking? Does anyone know why Shinji committed suicide? Shobai, you know something, right? Dude, can't you solve anything by yourselves, you incompetent idiots? You think I'm one of those futuristic cat-like robots that grants wishes or something? That's a reference to something, and I don't know what that reference is. You don't have to know all that to deduce that the case was caused by Shinji Kasai committing suicide. Every alibi fit, the plot was well scripted, and the case is sealed. Don't you get it? All's well that ends well. Who gives a shit about why he killed himself? So you all should vote and get the hell out of here. Every alibi fit. The plot being scripted. Wait, something's up. So I see that you're pondering something. You see, I've been wondering about something as well. Don't you hate it when you know something up but you don't know what that is? How about we share about just what has been bugging us? Oh, I have to do this with Mikado, I see. Okay. No. This is one of the easiest minigames to control, at least. And do. Unless it gets hard now. But why, though? I just guessed randomly, almost. Okay. That reminds me, didn't Yuki say that he was kidnapped by someone? Did anyone know who that someone could be? What are you talking about, Sora? What does that have to do with the reason Shinji killed himself? There was a burnt stun gun lying around on the crime scene. You told me that you blacked out suddenly, right, Yuki? Perhaps he was attacked by someone using that stun gun. A stun gun, I think I did feel a jolt or something like that. But why bring that up? Don't you feel like something's off? If Shinji really is the culprit and he took his own life, why was Yuki kidnapped and by whom? Oh, even I didn't think that one through. Guess I was too focused on the culprit's identity. Well, if it's Shinji, obviously. According to our line of reasoning, the only one to have hostile intent against our group was Shinji. You said that when you called Shinji over to the power room, you found Yuki there, right? If Shinji was the one who ambushed Yuki, then it would have been before he met up with Nikkei. Don't you think it's a bit weird? Why would you kidnap someone only to meet up with someone else right after? It's a bit weird, I guess. I don't know, no offense, but he might have just been, you know, a bit crazy in the head. If we're going to by Nikkei's words, even Shinji was helping Void be behind our backs, even tried to kill Yuki and Nikkei. But he could be wrong, though, even if he did take his own life. Maybe he is just one of those people who puts up a front around us, was acting crazy behind our backs. I see that Shinji's image has fallen way off a cliff. Hint. Because we haven't got to the Aroha pushing Sora off yet. We haven't got to that yet, right? I'm just saying this under the assumption that Shinji was behind all this. I didn't intend to mock the dead, even if they were the bad guy. Going by Nikkei's words, wait. Well, what about it? Sora? Nikkei, there's one thing I need to clear up with you. When you gathered us in that meeting room to tell us that Shinji might be the traitor, yeah, what about it? Where were you? And what were you doing after that meeting? Sora, what's the matter? Yoruko, please don't interrupt us for a moment. This is a very important matter we're dealing with. What do you mean? I went straight to talk with Shinji. After calling him out of the power room? Out to the power room? Yeah. But why the power room? Why call Shinji over to such a creepy, dark place? As I mentioned before, even I didn't know well enough about the identity of the person working for Void. I just didn't want unwanted people from entering or hearing our business, that's all. I found that a bit suspicious, Nikkei. If you really do believe that Shinji was the traitor, shouldn't you have acted with a bit more caution? What are you trying to pull here? You better have a good reason for picking apart everything I say. I mean, doesn't everyone agree on this? If Shinji really was a dangerous threat. then Nikkei basically walked straight into the tiger's den alone willingly. Come to think of it, you're right. Why didn't I notice that? Hey Nikkei, why would you do something so risky? Isn't it obvious? He's the mastermind behind this case, that's why. What? Wait, Shobai, I thought you said you wouldn't interfere with this matter. I know what's the most annoying thing about this trial. I can't end it on my own and have to wait for you idiots. You idiots aren't satisfied with just the culprit's identity and want to know the whole picture. Then I figured I should just join and get this over with quickly. Wait, Sora, so are you agreeing with Shobai that Nikkei was the mastermind of this case? I'd say it's still based on instinct. But considering Shobai's on my side, there seems to be some logical ground behind all this. Of course there is. I'm genuinely surprised that you fools haven't realized it yet. Wait, you should have told us sooner if you had realized the truth. What for? Why the hell do I have to care about what Nikkei's Yomiuri schemed under our noses? All we gotta do is vote Shinji Kasai and bam, the trial would have been over. This is like a bonus stage, a complete waste of time. It doesn't contribute anything to my progress. Is that ever the case, though? Is that ever the case? It wasn't last trial. It seemed to kind of keep going for no reason, and then we figured out there was a reason. But you're still going to help us, right? Help? Yeah, that might be a word for it. Honestly, you don't even have to think too deep about this. The one who kidnapped Yuki Maeda, the one who framed Shinji Kasai. It's all done by that reporter over there. Framed? Wait, what does that mean? Nikkei, you're not going to say all that stuff you told me was a lie, are you? I did all that because I believed in your words. Teruya? Is there any ill intent in all this? I will never forgive you. Answer me, Nikkei. What? What are they even talking about? Tisk. Nikkei? Hey, you all got some fucked up sense of humor. Me, the mastermind of this case? I'm a victim here for crying out loud, you little shh. Look, I'm trying my best out here, trying to fuck over Mikado. And you won't believe me, the hell? Answer the question, Nikkei. Were you the one who ambushed me? And what do you mean, framing big bro? Tell us the truth. Let's not do this, guys. We could have all taken the easy way out. As if I haven't got enough shit to deal with. If you guys don't believe me, then I can't trust you back. Nikkei, I know what that I should have ripped to shreds for what I did to you. That I should have been ripped to shreds for what I did to you. And we're even going as far as to suspect you. I imagine that you're angry and upset. You have every right to be, but that is exactly why you need to sincerely answer us. If you are truly innocent, then I might have sinned again against you. But even so, this is something we cannot look over. Shut up, you think you have any right to suspect me, you dirty rat? The girl's not worthy, huh? Then how about I take over, little Nusi? The fact that the stun gun found on the crime scene was burnt means that it was there before the fire had happened. Thus, the person who had the stun gun has to have visited the power room before the crime had happened. That would be Sora, Yuki, and Nikkei, right? Well, I mean, it could have been Shinji, right? Correct, the stun gun was probably used immediately after the meeting. Hey, to fact check this for me, you said that you were attacked shortly after leaving the meeting room. Yep. You gotta be kidding me. Sora and Yuki were there in that break room as well. And Sora also went to the power room, so shouldn't she be a suspect as well? No, Sora has an alibi. She talked with me on the top floor after leaving the meeting room. You remember that, don't you, Sora? Huh? You met up with me, remember? We were talking about your alibi here. I mean, I still don't get the stuff you did in this case, but whatever happened, happened. And now you should focus on the trial. Oh, yes, she's right. I had a conversation with her shortly after leaving the meeting room. Yeah, excluding Yuki Maeda himself, Albino Girl has an alibi. So by process of elimination, the only person capable of using a stun gun on Yuki Maeda is Nusi. That may be true if we look at our alibis, but Sora is in a much more suspicious position if we look at the bigger picture. She used some witchcraft to go through the floor and end up below the power room. How do you explain that? Well, she might have used some other trick to kidnap Yuki and brought him to the power room. That is a much more plausible explanation, I'd say. Well, Sora, try disproving that. I can't tell you the exact details about what happened then, but how I fell from the top floor and ended up there has nothing to do with the case. Please trust me on this. See, she's hiding something. And trust, well, that's fucking hilarious. You think we cared about trust when she sent Hajime, Yama, and the twins to hell? That bitch dirtied my hands just because she was too scared to take the shot herself. And you guys say you can't trust me, but you believe her? Spreading fake news even inside the trial, huh? Hey, Nusi, shut the fuck up. Why does there have to be so much cussing? Shut up. They all got alibis. Maybe you should stop worrying about your hands being dirty and worry about your ears. If Normie Boy got kidnapped right after leaving the break room, how the hell can Albino Girl achieve that while talking with the hostess? But that doesn't prove that I had the stun gun. Are you suspecting me just based on process of elimination? Of course that's not all there is to it. You said you got attacked by Shinji Kasai in the power room. Now that comedy, if I ever seen it. But Shoba, even Sora and Yuki stated that Nikkei was unconscious. And Sora even went as far as to use Nikkei's hands. He would have realized what was going on even if he was just pretending. You said he was pretending. Of course he was out cold for real. Then why? He actually fainted for real? Wait, I got it. Yep, if he was actually carrying the stun gun, he would have been able to use it on himself to knock himself out. What? Heh, you say I used the stun gun on myself? You're the one talking about fake news. You got a newbie fantasy writer here. Fake? Now why don't you explain what happened? What did Shinji Kasai use to knock you out? This kind of would have been a self-deprecating joke. However, Linuge is not a new fantasy writer at this point. He's already written one of these games, so he's kind of experienced at this point. I don't know. He kind of just tackled me suddenly. If you got knocked out from getting tackled, it was either because the impulse you received was massive, or you hit your vital point. That kind of injury is sure to leave a mark somewhere on your body. And come here and get naked. So come here and get naked. Don't worry, I'll be gentle. Nikkei did look somewhat awkward now that I think about it. Amidst all the debris and chaos in that crime scene, he looked unusually unharmed lying down. You're right, I only caught a glimpse, but there was no sign of injury or struggle on Nikkei. Hold on, that means that he said that it all started when Shinji attacked him. This brat lied about everything from the start? That's not all. If Shinji Kasai didn't attack Nikkei Yomiuri, that means he didn't have any reason to. No reason to attack, so that implies it was all a lie? They're talking about a traitor, big bro, big suspicious, everything? I told you that Nusi framed Shinji Kasai. I don't know his objective, but his goal is probably to cause a fire between Yuki Maeda and Shinji Kasai from the start. Nikkei Yomiuri, you little... idiots. What? I don't know what a single thing about you're talking about. Don't play dumb, you little bastard. Don't worry, don't care. Hey, you got any proof? And I'm not talking about some loose conviction you've got against me. If you haven't got proof, you can always fabricate the truth. That's how it works with the scoop. You can create the most horrifying rumors about the kindest people. You can make political giants fight each other over a simple lie. That's how easy it is, man. Nikkei. So are those the renowned tactics that you've been putting up? So what, if you got nothing to back your words up, every lie is a potential to overcome the absolute truth. That's how society works. So let me see some evidence that I caused everything, damn it. Is this really Nikkei? Is this the Nikkei we knew all along? He was a void, but he puts his trust on us by betraying the voids. And I've done something horrible to him. Perhaps I don't have the right to condemn him. But even so, he must. No. I'm gonna use Setsuka's skill. Which... Why does this look so weirdly medical? Oh, these are 3-pointers. Oh, or 4-pointers, or... Whoops. It's gonna be really long. The missing gun. Okay, that was a little extreme. Well, I nailed that one. Yes. I just had a thought. If Shinji really did intend on attacking Nikkei or Yuki, wouldn't he have used his gun? The gun. You're right, I completely forgot that we gave Big Bro a gun. And we all even agreed on it. Correct, if he really had a threat to us, we basically had armed our worst enemy. But why did you bring that up? Think about it, what if Nikkei says it's true and Shinji was the traitor? Why didn't he use the gun to attack Nikkei? I see, he had a gun, the most horrifying weapon in human history. And he used his body to attack Nikkei. Quite strange indeed, well besides weapons of mass destruction. Are you guys stupid? If he shot the gun, I would have immediately died. Then everyone would know who the killer was. You'd think you'd shoot if you knew you were gonna die from it as well? Shinji isn't stupid. Wait, he was stupid, but he wasn't that stupid. Hey, Albino, step aside, I'll show you how it's done. Nikkei Yomiuri, I know very well that there was no gun on Shinji Kasai's corpse. It's very unlikely that he left something as important as a gun lying around, which means that someone must have stolen it from him. And by someone you mean, of course it's Newsy, Einstein. Search his body right now, there's a gun hidden somewhere. Hold on a moment, we're still not quite sure if he really was carrying the gun with him at all times. Maybe he could have hidden it somewhere else. Hey, gun of all things? Alright then, group thinking time. Suppose you just got a gun. Would you carry it around at all times, or would you hide it someplace secret? Well, it'd be a huge problem if someone steals it or somehow I lose it. So I probably carry it around with me. Nikkei, come here for a sec, let me check your body. No, you can't. Pfft. What do you mean I can't? Nikkei, you really are the... Yeah, you're right. I stole the gun from Shinji. And I am the mastermind who plotted this case. So it was you. So what? What difference does that make? I'm not the culprit. What? Well, I gotta admit that you did get things right. I was the last one to leave the power room, but when I came back to the crime scene after hearing the body discovery announcement, there were some things I didn't get. I didn't even consider the possibility of Sora interfering with the plan. I just thought it was some other third party. But now I see that it was actually Shinji taking his own life. So by those words, are you confirming that all of it was a lie? That there was someone helping the Voids and Shinji was that person? No, I think he was lying way before that. I was always thought that you had acted a bit suspicious ever since you bowed down to us. That long ago, you don't say. He even lied about betraying the Voids. Didn't I warn you? We Voids are full of liars. Hey, don't assume that I lied about everything. The part about wanting to kill Mikado is true. It's just that I couldn't tell you every detail about it. All of this was part of my plan to kill Mikado-san Oji. Sorry, if you had just stayed down without doing anything stupid, the plan would have worked. I did something stupid? Plan? What plan? I'll take forever to explain everything, so I'll just tell you the basic gist. I wanted to make Yuki my aide of the Blackened. That was my ultimate goal in this case. What? Make Yuki the killer? But why? I should have just said that was my super high school level goal in this case and just kept talking and that left it like that. As a joke, but whatever. Make Yuki the killer? But why? How does that benefit you in any way? Oh, I get it. What, Iroha, what'd you get? He's just basically trying to win the case, which would kill Mikado. It's like, yeah, but like, I know you're couching it as trying to kill Mikado, but basically you're just doing what all the other voids did, is you're committing a murder and trying to cover it up. What difference does it really make, right? What, Iroha, what'd you get? What, oh, I mean, I don't get it. Now that we've got the guy, you can finally ask him the question in this trial. Ask what question? What do you mean, what question? The reason we've been dragging this trial was because you wanted to know why Shinji Kasai killed himself. Hey, Newsy, you should know why I picked that option. Right answer, then. As you may have guessed already, Shinji is no traitor. He never even attacked us. He simply put, too good for this world. All he wants to do is protect us. Wait, if he truly wanted to protect us, then why did he attack me? When I met him in the power room, he ran up to me with a really scary face. I don't know what exactly rundown of what happened because I was knocked out. What was probably to protect Yuki from harm. What the heck does that mean? When I knocked myself out, the power room wasn't in such a mess as right now. Even if Shinji broke the machines, parts to cause a fire, the walls and floors would have stayed fine. Perhaps part of the power room came crashing down at that moment, and Shinji leapt at Yuki in order to save him from the debris. Well, what kind of nonsense is that? Did you see it happening or something? The walls and foundation of the power room were a bit old to begin with. It wouldn't have surprised me if it had broken down even earlier. Yeah, but this is a simulation! And that it was brand new in the simulation. What in the world? Shinji was buried under the debris when I arrived at the power room. If Shinji ran over to Yuki and got buried under the debris afterward, that means... No, that wouldn't be it. He did get buried under those pile of rocks, but that was because he crashed into the wall, and I know that's what you don't want to admit this, Yuki. As the person who heard his last words, I can guarantee this. Shinji would never try to attack you. It'll be near impossible to find someone as trustworthy as him. You think you had the right to say that, Nikiyomi Yuri? You're right. After all, Shinji did die in the end because of me. But all I did was set up the stage. The one who actually thought ill of Shinji and attacked him was Yuki, remember? So it was my misunderstanding? It was my fault? No, that can't be. I couldn't have done that. Set up some flags with the rumor about the traitor, act as if you got knocked out by Shinji Kasai, you have a gun. It's almost like you tried to mind control Normie Boy using situational flags. But this all feels too forced. Even if Yuki was panicking, would he really mistake someone trying to save him as someone trying to kill him? And the timing of the walls of the power room coming down, it all feels too perfect. Guess you still haven't realized it yet. This world is almost ready. If we voids yearn for it, then whatever process it takes, fate would reward us with the result we wanted. That was all the more reason to make Yuki the Blackened before it was too late. So why did Shinji commit suicide in the end? You guys don't see underneath the other characters are completely missing what Nikkei is saying. What the undertones are here, right? He had to kill Yuki, because Yuki was going to become what they yearned for, right? He was trying to stop the voids. He got stabbed by Yuki. Buried under rubble. Got his throat cut by Sora. And if he was still alive after that, he took his own life. There would have been only one reason he would do that. To save Yuki, to make him not the Blackened, and that was why he took his own life. But in the end, it was Sora that made the finishing blow to him. When I cut Shinji's throat using Nikkei's hands, Shinji was still unconscious. We got up only after everything left the scene, and they would have never known that I had interfered. Yeah, because you had interfered with the plan, everything went wrong. Shinji would have died on the spot and never woke up. He would have never had the chance to even think about saving Yuki. But how come? Only those with the same power would be able to change the result. Bum 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 bum. Just what did I miss? Are they still pushing the whole Sora is Kakane thing? She has the heavenly fortune? Then what's with the fire? If he wanted to die, why did he go through the hassle of causing a fire? Perhaps the fire wasn't what Shinji Kasai originally intended. By the looks of those damaged machines, he tried damaging his body through bruises to kill himself. But our bodies are sturdier than you think. You can't die easily from crashing your body into stuff. Well, he wasn't the brightest one among us after all. And he could have just used some of the same glass shards to stab himself. Hurting yourself using sharp weapons is harder than you might think. Why do you think they often use guns to kill themselves? Because all it takes is for you to injure yourself with just a little bit of force from the tip of your fingers. Who here could confidently say that they are physically capable of killing themselves with sharp weapons? Seems like everything has been settled in. Yeah, that's why you don't, like, push the sword into your throat. You put the sword on the ground and you fall on it. Because it's just easier that way. It's hard to, like, push it into you. So to summarize it, Shinji went on a rampage trying to end his own life. And when the machines broke down and a fire let loose, he decided to go down that route, correct? Well, we can't confirm anything for sure since no one actually saw him killing himself. But by the looks of it, it looks like to be the most probable theory. Big Bro killed himself just to save me? Why, I even stabbed him. I trusted Nikkei's words and suspected him as a traitor. Why? Yuki? You? This is all your fault, Nikkei Yomiuri. What's wrong with you? Why did you do this? What's your plan and why did you go this far with it? Why would you lie to us? Let's just end the trial for now. I've got work to do. Hey, Monocro, start the voting. Wait. Iroha? So, do we have to vote for Nikkei? Shinji killed himself, but it was Nikkei who planned everything. And, wait, is that not it? Who's the black in it? Oh, were you asleep this whole time? No, I get what happened. I got it, but... I mean, this case isn't your normal murder case, granted. Then how about we go through everything once more, just to explain it to Iroha? Please, God, no. We've wasted enough time. Just don't. Yes, please? With Nikkei telling us the truth, we finally matched every single puzzle piece. This is the end. Let us go over this case one final time. For Iroha. Using Iroha's skill. Now this will probably crash at the end. I'll have to do it twice. Okay, it looks like from this that they're saying that Shinji is the culprit because you know he's the clay man. Before we go over the case, let me remind you that this whole case was planned by Nikkei. He first dropped false info to us as bait, telling us that someone is helping the Void behind our backs. After the meeting, Nikkei used the stun gun to kidnap Yuki and took him to the power room. And he called over the real culprit of this case to create the situation he wanted. Nikkei's goal was to push Yuki into killing someone. As soon as Yuki woke up, he used a stun gun on himself to knock himself out. Witnessing the scene, Yuki mistakenly thought that the culprit attacked Yuki. Here, Yuki said the culprit rushed at him to attack him. In reality, it was an act to save Yuki from an unknown danger. However, Yuki panicked, grabbed one of the glass shards lying on the ground to stab the culprit's throat. After realizing he had killed someone, he ran away from the scene in fear. It was that moment that I entered the power room from the secret passage way below and witnessed the whole thing. And I also made a mistake. I thought that Yuki had killed someone. At the time, there were 2 people in the power room. The culprit who was bleeding beneath a pile of rubble and the unconscious DK. After checking up on the culprit, I realized that he had somehow miraculously survived the wound. However, the thought that crossed my mind was not to save the dying culprit, but to save Yuki from becoming the culprit. To be honest, I still don't know why I thought it was okay to do that. Because you're trying to revive Utsuru, because you're actually a Kane apparently, even though your personality is completely different. And so you're gonna revive Utsuro into the vessel of this Yuki that you created in this simulation as an NPC or whatever. And so you can't have this Yuki get killed, so you... Maybe it's like a person that they put in the simulation whose like appearance is like Yuki when inside, but it's not like, it's a completely random person outside or whatever. You're trying to save this person's life because he's the vessel for Utsuru. And so you can't be the Blackened, so you have to make yourself the Blackened instead, right? And this, by the rule of the last person to harm the victim becoming the culprit, the killer was no longer Yuki. Though I admit I did something horrifying to DK in return for that. After I ran away from the power room, Nikkei soon woke up. We first believed his words that he ran away in fear from the crime scene, thinking of him as a victim in all this. But in reality, he must have been thrilled, as the real objective was to make Yuki the Blackened in this case. The culprit was dead, and it looked like Yuki had ran away from the crime scene. However, unbeknownst to him, I had interfered, and his hand was even used in the crime. When Nikkei left the scene, there was only the culprit left in the power room. But by some stroke of luck, he was still alive. It was because both Yuki and I didn't check it if he actually died after doing our deeds. Culprit wasn't some traitor to the Voids. In fact, he was someone who knew and loved the person we knew and loved all this time. Even in his dying breath, he thought of Yuki, the one who had stabbed him. Soon after checking the state he was in, the culprit made the brave decision to kill himself in order to save Yuki from becoming the Blackened. In other words, he committed suicide. At first, he tried bashing his body to the machines inside the power room. Traces of blood on the machines proved this, but that wasn't going to cut it. At that moment, the machines broke down and caught on fire. As a firefighter, the culprit must have known how fire could be used to end one's life, so he jumped into the fire willingly to end his own life. In the meantime, the power room was located deep under the tower, that it took a while for us to notice the fire. We all soon gathered at the power room, and we each thought to ourselves, what first came to mind for Yuki, Nikkei, and me was how the place caught on fire. This was to be expected, as none of us had caused the fire. This was later used as evidence to deduce that the culprit had committed suicide, while the others were in despair that we had suffered yet another victim. Yet in the end, this case had no actual culprit. But Nikkei was still a scumbag. It happened because Shinji Kasai got caught up in the stage that Nikkei Yomiuri had set up. Not resolved. It didn't crash this time. Yet. What, I can't just save my game right here? That's not good. Yaruko? Sora, can I beat this guy up? The rules still don't work, right? No violence, Yaruko. I mean, the rules still don't apply yet, but still. Just why? Why would you do this to us, you piece of shit? Bro, why would you save someone like me? Yuki, are you alright? Don't be too hard on yourself. Let's think positively. Perhaps it's all a theory. We're 100% sure that he died for you. Maybe he died because he felt like it. Can we vote and leave now? Nikkei, I did something horrible to you. I know I have no right to say anything to you. But in the end, we both survived. We both weren't the culprit. So please tell us. Tell us why you did this. I guess that's it. I probably got a D again. Okay. Okay, I got a C. That still sucks. I got 2 skill points out of that? Great. I need like 20. Okay, like 10,000 some odd coins. Boo. Has everyone calmed down? I apologize first for not properly doing my job on this island due to my recent memory loss. But the class trial must still go on. And whatever roadblock we had faced, we still must put an end to this. Now then, please vote for the culprit using the switch in front of you. Keep in mind, though, I imagine none of you tried pushing the panel belonging to the dead. You still can vote for a dead person doing that, so no worries. Now, will the choice be the correct answer or not? Let us see. And I was wrong. I mean, Spirit of Nikke, but I was trying to predict who would be executed, and it was not Nikke. It would have been like Shinji. Yes, now I can save. That would be correct. The real culprit of this murder is, drumroll, Shinji Kasai. He committed suicide. You have gotten it right. Big bro, big bro. Yuruko, what are you doing? Let go of me, Sora, before I knock that dumb hat off his head. Before? So that you can. Now beat him up till he's dead. I'm not going anywhere. I get how you feel, but you must calm down. There are still questions we need to ask him right now. Shinji was the culprit, but only according to the class trial rules. He's the real culprit. Nikke killed Shinji, and he got away with it as if he's done nothing wrong. What? Ow, that hurt, mister. Enough with it, you bastard. How dare you? You tricked me, you dirty scumbag. Teruya? What are you doing? Stop this instant. Although the regulations are not in effect at the moment, this is a breach of... Oh, Monochrome. Be still. This isn't your place to speak. Tricked you. I have no idea what you're talking about. Didn't we have an agreement? Could you please let go of me? You didn't tell me about this. Why did Shinji end up dead if all you said wasn't true? All you said wasn't true. Hold on, you two. What are you two talking about? And Teruya, what's up with you? Why are you suddenly so fired up? You've been downcast for the entire trial. You wonder why? It's because he was with me the whole time. What? To be more exact, I was in league with both sides of you, like a double agent. Do you get it now? I don't get it. I asked for all of you to keep my identity secret from Teruya since he's not trustworthy. But I also told Teruya the same thing, to help me out since I can't trust anyone else. So you were secretly intriguing with him as well. Yeah, thanks to that, Teruya and I all started doubting and fighting each other. You all. Just like I planned all along. Thanks to Teruya going in line with my intent, I got the perfect setting to carry out my plan in that tower. So once again, Teruya was an idiot. That's just like a summary of Danganranpa Another and Super Danganranpa Another 2. Teruya's an idiot. In line with your intent, wait a minute. Teruya locked us up was part of your plan too? Are you crazy? He's a void and you let him talk to you like that? Wait, let me talk. I just thought he was... Hey, bro, don't be so harsh on him. Didn't you all do the same when I revealed my identity to you? That's different. You are Teruya to lock us up. That's like asking somebody to commit a crime for you. He didn't. I suggested it first. He just told me there was a way to keep everyone alive. And he said that if the plan worked, then we would be able to finish Mikado off for good. I was so scared away from the thought of protecting you all. Keeping you all from dying, taking Mikado down. I don't want to blame you when everyone's already said and done. Everything's already said and done. You're all toyed by Nikke, that's all. I have a question. If Nikke was working with Teruya at the same time as begging us for forgiveness, isn't that inconsistent with the time frame of things? The time frame? Oh yeah, right, if the whole imprisonment was a scripted thing, he couldn't have planned it with Teruya while we were on sale. He said the fourth island glitching out was an unexpected event even for him, right? What do you mean? Nikke did tell me about the fourth island while we were on sale. What? It wasn't anything big, but he did tell me to go get the gun from atop the tower as soon as we arrived. Wait, the gun was in the tower from the beginning? Oh, wait a second, you knew? Then what about the things he told us? Fabrications, lies, what'd you expect? But you told us the Tower of Babel was a result of that Ray person interfering from the outside. Yeah, we all knew that was baloney. I knew that was baloney. I told you all that was baloney. Oh, sorry for that. Didn't expect you to seriously take it for real. I thought, though, I do think it was pretty good pretext. What, then the part about the virtual world and all the dead people being alive in reality? Of course, it's a lie. How the hell would I know if she survived or not anyway? But it's true that this is a virtual reality, and that the fourth island isn't what the Void intended it to be. Because the Tower of Babel was a set for Mikado's execution that I made in secret without telling him the other Voids. A secret? But really, I never thought you would all be so gullible to trust me that much. I guess all those acting lessons I got from Emma for the fun paid off. You scumbag. Is this fun? Is this all funny to you? You think it's fun to play with us like that? Hey, stop it, that hurts. I see, I've been following this conversation, I must admit. This was certainly not taken into account in my plan. When did you alter the code? I don't believe it was a task that you could have done entirely alone. Do you mind it? Answer Mikado Answer Mikado Sanoji. Everything was a lie. Other than a few pieces of facts, everything was a stage for DK to manipulate us in this way he wanted. We're in a virtual world, this isn't reality. Which means even if we die, we won't die in the real world. Huh? Really, then everyone who died? Yep, they're all alive too. These words along I had believed as the absolute truth. I wouldn't have even thought about making DK the blackened otherwise. No, perhaps I'm just trying to make excuses for myself. Whatever it may be, one thing's for sure. Those hopes that the dead would still be alive were snatched away from us. And I warned you, my friends, that Void is an organization of liars. Sorry, this is all my fault. I got desperate, not to let what I've been through happen all over again. That's why I got foolishly tricked by that bastard. Why? For what reason? Are you doing this to us? What did we do wrong?
Why?
You know, I see you're trying to make me into some unforgivable scumbag for all of this, but when I said I was going to kill Mikado, I really did mean it. Didn't I tell you that moments ago? Yeah, I'll admit I used some dirty methods, but I couldn't help it. You wouldn't have believed me otherwise. Why? Because Yuki Maeda needs to die. What? Kind of think of it, he said a while ago that his purpose was to make Yuki a killer. Are you kidding me? How are making Yuki the killer and killing Mikado related? You're just making things up, aren't you? Hey, do you guys remember what I told you back then? I said that there was a reason that each of you got involved in this killing game. Yeah, so what? Aren't you all curious about it? About why you were dragged to some mysterious place to go through this trouble? It's because of Yuki Maeda. What? I left it obscure at the time, but Yuki is Mikado's Void's goal itself. To be more precise, putting Yuki through the ordeal of a killing game. To erase his original personality and bring in another. That is the ultimate goal and the reason for Void's existence. Do you get it now? You're all just sacrifices for Yuki. Nothing more than extra whose role is to die in this killing game for him. Ike, is it okay to say all that? I mean, hold on, I still tried to process all this. For Yuki? Mikado Sanoji is a man with a fantastic obsession with this plan. It's as if his entire life was for that single purpose. Nothing would have been a stronger blow to him than getting rid of his goal, Yuki. Was that really the only option? You could have just gone for Mikado directly. Why would you target Yuki when he did nothing wrong? Even if the goal was just to kill Yuki, there was no need to go as far as make him a killer. Shinji died because of your ridiculous plan. You're right, Teruya. I don't care what happens to Yuki. Mikado's the real deal here. Attacking and killing Mikado or Yuki myself. If that was possible, I wouldn't have bothered to put on this whole act and lock you up. What are you? Just look at Yuki right now. Mikado's plan is nearly complete. There wasn't a normal way left to kill Mikado or thwart his plan anymore. So that was your reason. That was why you decided to take advantage of this killing game's rules. The rules of the killing school trip? No matter what the circumstances are, the power of the rules are absolute. If one somehow succeeds in making Yuki the Blackened, it would be game over for me. If the Blackened, Yuki wins the class trial, it would be I would be executed along with the others by the rules. And if he loses, he would be the one to be executed. Oh. It was really close. I was one move away from finishing him off. Until you, Sora, decided to be an idiot and screw everything up. What? Just what about Yuki Maeda? What makes us have to die for him and Void to do all this? To reunite the Master Utsuro, of course. Reunite with Utsuro? That name, we've heard it from DK's room. Now this is getting longer than I expected. I've been keeping silent to let DK to have his moment for a brief while. But it's too early for anything further than this. I'm afraid I must end it here, as it may disrupt the plan's final stages. Foo. I will say that despite my looking down on you, your overall performance was excellent. I believe that deserves a compliment. But as you can see, in the end, how many times should I repeat this? The outcome is already set. Have you finally realized that whatever you do is mere kitten's play in the face of his power? Yes. I accept defeat. His powers exist in me as well, and yet I failed. This should mean this is my fate. Exactly, you cannot go against the will of fate. It was a grandiose plan from the beginning. There were risk factors scattered everywhere. Even my own life was at stake too. I shouldn't have done it from the start. I see. So? It was thoughtless of me to do that. I should have done this from the start. Nikkei took out the gun he stole from Shinji from the inside of his clothes and pointed at Mikado. Nikkei? Yes, a thoughtless endeavor. The more variables there are, the more my fortune will be affected. There wasn't a need for a complicated plan. I should have done this earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if he succeeds at this. Because you gotta execute a boy, right? When Nikkei held up his gun, his face almost looked like a demon. That face was enough to remind me of his fellow voids, Hajime and Emma. And Nikkei's degree of insanity seemed to exceed those of them. I knew it was a wise choice to take the gun just in case. Be careful with that gun, Nikkei. What are you gonna do, shoot me? A bit too late for that, I'd say. Did you not put up this act because you knew that such a feat would be impossible? I sure as hell know I can't kill you with this shit. Otherwise I wouldn't have done all that to keep you on the watch with Setsuka. They'll be the ones to take the bullet. What? Hey, don't shoot me! You're eliminating the actors instead of the director? Still, that won't result in my own death. Don't, shoot Yuki. Don't do this, Nikkei. You're going to end up dead, too, if you... It doesn't matter. As long as I can give you a big middle finger in the face. I don't mind dying. I was dead from the moment my plan in the tower failed. You won't let me live? And I'm all out of tricks here. This is my last stand. What are you doing? You're gonna shoot us for real. No, why me? Get behind me. I'll at least be able to. Teruya, no. Nikkei, frankly, I would recommend pulling the trigger right now. Even with my earlier comments, I do not intend to abandon you yet. It would be a waste for a great colleague like you to die. That's what I see, Mikado? Are you panicking right now? This feels great. To see the great Mikado Sanoji himself anxious like that. I guess this was the right answer after all. I'm saying this for you. It's not too late even now. We can work together once again. Enough of your bullshit. Look, I'm just gonna screw up your plans now. I won't shoot you or Yuki Maeda. I'll just kill all the others. If the outcomes are already set, I'll ruin the process. If you want me to stop, kill yourself this instant. Then I'll reconsider the shooting. Hey, stop. DK, why are you doing this? What could you possibly gain from this? Did Setsuka die for nothing? Shut up, shut up, shut up. Nikkei, please stop. Die! I should have been able to predict this. Of course. Of course. Of course. Oh, Tori. Oh, Tori. You did that, didn't you? You put the bullet in. How'd you get the big bullet, though? How'd you get the wrong bullet? As soon as DK pulled the trigger, the gun in Nikkei's hand blew up from the inside with raging gunpowder, and Nikkei's right hand split into pieces. Eek, Nikkei. What the? My hand. Well, you should have listened when I told you. Watch your hand when you shoot your hand. Ha ha ha. My hand, my right hand. Your right hand, your biggest pride and the reason for your existence, has become an abomination. Are you alright? Oh, what's wrong? Have you not risked losing your life when you defected from Void? Did you not say with your own lips that you do not mind death if you could bring forth my demise? It's just a right hand, a mere appendage ripped off, and yet that's all it took for you to break. Is this a joke? Even the emotionless Kokoro would laugh at the sight of this. Well, why did the gun explode? That gun was working perfectly, I know, because I held onto it for a while. There's no way for it to blow up. Oh, so it wasn't Otori. Oh, my right hand hurts, it hurts. Nikkei? You really are the best, Nikkei. You're a person perfectly suited to toy around with. In addition, your skills are on an exceptional level. Thanks to your contribution, the plan was brought even closer to completion. What do you mean by... Nikkei, you said you were going to disrupt our plans. I was prepared for that, and thus I set a trap. I still have to admit some points. Modulating the fourth island. Blocking my magic. Leading Yuki into murder. This revolt of yours indeed was well thought out. But ironically, my plan was able to take another step forward because of your actions. It shouldn't be a surprise considering the flawlessness of your reenactment of this case. Reenactment? Quite unlike a certain incapable person. How so? The reenactment obviously failed. Of course you do not understand. I mean, it was kinda like the fourth case of DRA, but like, unless it was a kind of a suicide-y like thing, right? Where the culprit survived afterwards and kind of set stuff up himself. And there was hands exploding and stuff. And there was like a trapped inside someplace, they couldn't escape. But it was similar. Of course you do not understand, because I intentionally gave you a phony summary of the fourth case. When the two of us first met, I immediately knew that this fool would betray Void someday. Thus, when I was briefing Nikkei on the fourth case, to be reenacted, I lied. Do you know what this means? You, Mikado Sanoji. You must have thought your defection was the havoc you've unleashed. It was all for the demise of Void. But who would have known that that act of yours ended up being the biggest contribution to Void instead? Oh, the irony! Can you feel it, Nikkei? No, it can't be. It can't. Okay, so I get why it's like kind of similar each time, right? It's hook, rope, wires cutting. Getting the wrong case, but like similar idea, right? I don't see how the second case was a reenactment. It wasn't, because Emma just went off and did her own thing. But she was trying to reenact a later case. So she just went around and did her own thing. Hinata just went out and did her own thing. Nikkei was giving a false case. And he ended up, ironically, doing something similar to case 4 of the previous game. Interesting. No, it can't be, it can't. And I've told you when we met in your room that you are performing better than expected. That both of us are mere puppets under his power. The outcome is set. The process simply comes with it. That is fate. That is the power of fortune. That is the power of divine luck. I couldn't understand what Mikado was saying. But more than that, my mind was wondering why Nikkei's gun blew up. Why was his hand become a mess and about what was going to happen? My brain seemed to have trouble processing the situation itself, and no one moved an inch aside. So the false case that Mikado gave was someone gets pushed off from a great height and falls to their death. But the setup was rigged so that that would not actually cause a death, because that was a false fourth case. And so the simulation was all weirdly set up so that that would not kill someone. And it ironically happened to fall on the protag, who is supposed to have heavenly divine luck herself that would prevent her from dying, even if it would take a glitch to do it. From Nikkei and Mikado, it would have been hard to take this as reality if it wasn't for the smell of gunpowder and blood from Nikkei. No, he said this wasn't reality to start with. It's not over. There's got to be a way left. There is no such thing, and that is because you, Nikkei, rid the plan of its biggest impediment, Shinji. Nothing could be more perfect than the job you have done, Nikkei. But I was being sincere, you know. I would have right, and Shinji's the biggest impediment because he was like a source of hope for Yuki. He was helping Yuki not break down, right? I would have forgiven you had you just put away the gun and swear to join Void once again. Though, of course, as someone who's impetus of fortune is an inferiority complex, you would never have allowed it to happen. What's going on? I can't get a grasp of what's happening. You can never get a grasp of what's happening. Teruya, why did Nikkei try to shoot us instead of Mikado? Why did the gun blow up? What does Mikado mean by all this? This is quite enjoyable. While I would like to enjoy this some more, it seems the time has come for this to end. Monochrome the preparation, if you may. Preparation for what? What other thing could there be than the execution of this miserable wretch? Who, may I add, violated the rules. The rules? What are you talking about? That no violence rule stopped applying a long time ago. I thought Nikkei not the only one who went hitting people. Well, what is this? All of you, check the rules tab on your e-handbook. Oh, come on, that's cheap. That is cheap. That's not a rule. No. What's this rule? There is no such thing. Huh? Violate a rule? Rule. I have identified a violation of Rule 17. The offender will be executed immediately. What? That's an actual rule? This isn't... What is this? What is happening? Mikado Sonochi, what's the meaning of this? He's cheating is what he's doing. You mustn't wonder. All you should know is that our time here is over. Goodbye, Nikkei. You are an amusing toy to play with, every moment from beginning to end. This is the end. No. This can't be. This can't be happening. Damn it. You should die. I'm gonna kill you, Mikado. I'm gonna rip you to shreds. I have prepared a fitting punishment for the perpetrator of the violation. Nikkei Yomiuri, the super high school level journalist. Mikado Sanoje. It's punishment time. And the execution is the falling. Well, you know what, Tal, in the beginning? I think if I recall correctly what I said, I did not say, I predict, or I think that Nikkei's the Blackened. I didn't say, I think that Nikkei did it. I said, I predict that Nikkei will be executed at the end of the trial, didn't I? I might have just happened to pick a lucky choice of words. I don't know. I'll have to go back. You'll have to go back and watch the beginning, I guess. Ah, what a waste. Perhaps I should have let him live. Imagine him stuffed with the limbs detached. It would be a perfect toy to kill time with. Ah ha ha ha. And so Nikkei has left us. He said himself that people being alive in real life despite dying in the virtual world was a lie. I still don't know whether that was what he said was the truth or not. More importantly, even Nikkei couldn't avoid the impending doom in the end. Whether this is a virtual reality or not, the person named Nikkei is no longer with us. Why did you kill him? Hey Mikado, why did you kill Nikkei, and what's with this weird new rule? Well, I can't answer that at this present moment, or perhaps never. This was not an execution. It's a murder, Mikado. Nikkei did not violate the rules of the killing school trip. Monocro, you just went on with the execution after seeing this rule? You're an instructor. You said you were a judge. I am sorry. Wait, Monocro, hey. He ran off. That was impressive. Nikkei was a subhuman who deluded you and murdered Shinji, and you don't realize that, don't you? What makes you speak up for him even so? I'm not speaking up for him. I'm equally as scummy of a person for using Nikkei's hand to cut Shinji's throat. But even I know that you're the scummiest among us. I see. Nikkei was a liar, though I couldn't exactly tell which of his words were true and which were not. We know that the source of all trouble here is you. Nikkei got what he deserved, but he hated you genuinely. It's his hatred of you that drove him to this point. That assumption of yours is not unreasonable. In a way, Nikkei may be a victim who was caught up in my plan. So aren't you curious about what made him do this? What? Teruya should know the answer. Though, right, it would not occur to him at the moment. There isn't even a need for me to spell it out. Nikkei already gave you enough hints. Since we've dealt with the traitor, let us dismiss the court. I will send out an additional notice. Yuki? Mikado Sanoji. What was that just now? Was that really Yuki? My friends, I believe we are nearing the end. Yes, the end. What kind of nonsense is this, hey? Since the end of the trial, Yuki had been standing in his place without saying a word. Even when Nikkei aimed his gun at us, and when he got executed, Yuki stood there endlessly shedding his tears. And all of a sudden, Yuki had gone from the courtroom. It felt like the Yuki Maeda we knew had been together with didn't exist anymore. I know him? Sorry, did you say something? Huh? Oh, did I say something? Trial's over, right? I've got to use the bathroom, so I'll be leaving. It's just here. Wait, when did Showa even get out of here? When we heard those footsteps earlier when that person wasn't identified. If you watch back, you'll... Well, as long as I don't put the game audio too low in the mix, if you watch back, you'll notice. Sora? We should go up too. There's nothing left to do here. What are you doing, Teruya Otori, failing at everything? You're the absolute worst. Well, I'm glad you realized that. Teruya, wait, I have something to say. Sorry you ignoring me, I'm calling you. Yaruko? It's only us two, good. I have a question for you, Sora. Yaruko, can we talk later? I have to talk with Teruya as soon as... Listen to me! Hey, sorry, you really don't know about Yuki's identity? About Yuki's identity. Nikkei said so, right? Yuki is Void's sole target. We are just extras needed to set up a killing game for him. And you, Sora, you dirtied your hands just to save Yuki from becoming the Blackened. There must be something behind this. There's no other way to explain what you did. Yoruko, why are you asking me this? I never lied to you. Even I have trouble trying to think why I did what I did back then. Sora, have you not realized it? What you did is murder. Though the rules would say Shinji's the culprit, you played a role in this murder too. I know. And I can understand why you feel that way. It's not because of that. Yoruko, I don't want to do this to you either, but you're lying to me. You know something, but you're hiding it from me. From all of us. Do you know how betrayed I feel by that? Of course, it was wrong for you to take part in murder, but I'm not in the position to lecture you about ethics. I'm also worked at a bar faking my age before I came here, remember? That's a crime as well. It's true that you did something despicable, but everyone makes mistakes. You just have to reflect on your past mistakes and pay the price. It's just a complaint. Like I said before, I thought of us as being on the same boat. And now you're hiding something from me. Hide? I didn't hide anything, I really didn't. You did hide something for sure. And that is that. And that's that Iroha pushed you off the top. You hid that. Yes, you do know something. If you really think you don't, then you must be lying to yourself. I'm lying to myself? You lost your memories, I know you're scared. But you must know something about Yuki, so be honest with yourself. I still want to trust you, Sora. Yoruko? Is there something you shouldn't do no matter what, but your circumstances force you to do it? What would you do, Master? What? I'm sorry. Huh? I really don't know. Sora? If I do something that's hard to comprehend, it's not by my own will. I feel like I'm being controlled by someone. It was the same this time as well. There was a voice in my head whispering to me endlessly. Save Yuki Maeda. Save Yuki Maeda. I couldn't resist. No, it's because I tried to resist that I ended up with the worst outcome of using Nikkei's hand. I know it doesn't make sense. I, myself, am having a hard time believing it. That's all I can tell you right now. Sora, Yuki's a Void's goal itself. If we can know more about him, we might still have hope. But I really don't know. Okay. I get it. Yoruko, can you just at least tell me one thing? How did you get to the power room? Did you really go through the floor like Iroha said? What did you see underneath? I'll tell you later. Right now, I need to get to Teruya. So you really don't trust me at all? When we were investigating the power room, I thought I would be able to understand you. But you still won't tell me a thing. No, it's not like that. I just need to talk with Teruya. Whatever, just don't talk to me again. Teruya, open the door, please. Teruya. I know you're there, Teruya. What? There's no one in your room, right? I'm going in. Well, hold on a minute. You know you just entered someone's room without permission, don't you? I'm gonna say this up front, there's nothing I can do for you. I'm someone who's incapable of anything. I couldn't protect you or contact the Foundation to stop Mikado's plan. I'm just a useless wretch. All I can do is wait for the Foundation to save my poor ass. Teruya, there is something I have for you. What, you have something for me? What is this, a metal name tag? What's written on there is your reset code. What, how in the world did you get my... I received it from someone. They said to give it to you as soon as possible. So who is this someone? Rei Mikaru. What? I met her. Rei Mikaru, your partner. Now hold on a second. Ray's dead. You heard, Nikkei. If you die in the virtual world, then you're dead for real. I'm gonna pause for a minute. Nothing dramatic happened, I just don't want to pause. Okay, I'm back. Ray is dead. You heard, Nikkei. If you die in the virtual world, then you are dead for real. I know I've thrown out tantrums denying that, but now I know better. Ray's left me for good. No, Ray is still alive. I don't know if Nikkei lied, or he actually didn't know about it. But Ray is still alive. Really? Are you? Is Ray really alive? Teruya, you aren't useless. You're just confused because you got your memories stolen by Mikado. Enter the reset code into your handbook. Then your memories will return to you. Did Ray tell you that? Did she tell you to give me this name tag so that I could regain my memories? I only had a brief moment to talk with her. She herself probably doesn't know who she talked to. She just said this, give the reset code to Teruya. And once you regain your memories by putting in your reset code, there's something I want to ask of you. And what's that? Tell me what you know about Akane Taira.
Danganranpa.
Emma? Huh? You think he'll be like that forever? You mean Nikkei? Yeah, dude, he came here with nothing but his hand, and just sat there for hours without a word. Maybe something gave him a big shock during his death. That's strange though. My entire body was something, and my limbs were something, so they could something me from the head. But I'm fine here. Did you really have to say that out loud? Whoa, he moved. This is sign language. I don't recognize what it means, though. What do you mean by that? Speak up. Oh, is it? Perhaps Nika can speak because he doesn't have a mouth. He can't speak because he doesn't have a mouth. Wait, is that it? Abracadabra, pen and paper, come into existence. What the heck was that? Is that even possible? Let's not question such petty things. A pulp of human flesh will never look cute in my eyes, no matter how hard you try, Emma. What the hell are you two? That's what you wanted to say so bad? DK, your handwriting's so messy when you write with your left hand. It's not funny. But it is. Well, DK, I guess I was right about you being silent because you had no mouth. It's me, Emma, and this doll is Hajime. What the hell is this place? And you all don't have mouths too. Why am I the only one who can't talk? What do you mean? Our mouths are still intact. I'll show you. If you look inside this doll, this part is my mouth. God, don't show me those. You two look disgusting. Anyway, Nikkei, so you died too? Something must have been going on over there. It's all because of you all. What? This isn't what I wanted. Caught that bastard. Everything was fine until he came in. You all ruined it by falling for his cheap trick. This wouldn't have happened if you just listened. Oh no, not this again. You and your authoritarianism. You didn't accomplish anything in the end. You really think you really think that could have cheated us just by us listening to us? What in the world? DK? I'm sorry. Are you going for an apology? It's too late to apologize. All of us are dead. You know what we made the wrong. We know that we made the wrong choice. We had our reasons, but nothing can deny that we were tempted by Mikado's plan and made innocent people die. Think of us being trapped here, looking for, like, how we died as part of a punishment for that. Nikke, you're free to blame us, but your inferiority complex and authoritarian pride that you got from fortune, those become meaningless once you die. Just know that. No, it's all a lie. I can't end like this. This shouldn't be happening. This is the truth. This is what the result is. My health, Emma's affluence, and your supremacy were nothing but pipe dreams. Accept reality. Well, I actually feel better after dying. Here, we don't need to struggle for survival. Nothing that keeps us from doing what we want. I know we can't be here for eternity, but I would prefer to spending the time we do have in a delightful mood. Nikke, I know that it's not for me to say this after ultimately choosing Mikado over you, but you might have thought us as just inferiors, but I felt different. Honestly, I think being in Void because Mikado came wasn't that bad. Sure, you always got nothing but failure. We always got nothing but failure. But just knowing that there were other people like me was enough to give me hope. And I felt like I had real friends that I could talk to without having to hide anything. I think all of us might have good friends if we weren't being good friends, if we weren't so desperate and fell for Mikado's sweet talk. That's why I'm apologizing. If I could go back in time, I would have never made that choice. Friends without having to hide anything? Yeah, I'll be honest with you two since it's all over. I never thought of you all as friends. Even while I created Void and searched for Utsuro, I was getting comfort from my leadership position. I always need to be above others. Void wasn't just about the search, just a tool to satiate my desires. I'm at the top, and you're all below me. That's literally all I cared about. Well, surprise for you, there are my true feelings. Seriously, friends, you had it right earlier. You're just my inferiors. Yeah, we knew that from the start. What? Do you think you didn't know that for real? Look back on how you used to treat us back then. Yeah, right. There were no way for us to leave that unnoticed. Wait, I don't think Iroha noticed, come to think of it. I already told us, but I don't care what you think of us. I just wanted to say that we didn't hate you or anything. It's not that we didn't respect you, that we followed Mikado, it's as much as I want you to know. Normally I cringe just at the thought of saying this, but I wanted to tell you if you came here. Personally, I didn't feel much, but I do agree that it was sort of a safe haven. When I was in Void, I didn't have to be actress Emma Mangarobi. I could just be Emma Mangarobi, nothing else. Cringe? Well, at least you got ones right, shitheads, idiots. What do you want to say? Yeah, sure, swear all you want, I'll be glad to listen. We're just saying that's how it was. We're all dead. There's not much we can do other than sit here. Nikke, you should stop overthinking and let go. Now what? Is it Roha again? Let's ignore it. She'll be whining all over. Damn, what are you all, really? Just what are you? Oh, Nikke, why are you crying? How could I? I don't even have eyeballs. I can cry, look, if you peel off the cloth on this part. This part is my eye. Keep those atrocities out of my sight. It's been a while since we hung out like this. I feel like we're back dead thanks to you. It's just your assumption, yeah. Think whatever you want. Hey man, I'm not kidding. Emma would have literally driven me insane with her puns if you didn't come here. What the hell are you talking about? Don't come near me, you're making me sick. Surely you wouldn't keep doing all of that when you're here, right? I'm so glad that you came. So, have we finished putting things behind us? Then let's get back to business. With the three of us, the fun will be threefold. I came with a load of new jokes while we were talking. Emma, now that Nikke's here, should we look for other things to do? There is nothing else. What can you even do when you're dead anyway? Shut up, you. Well, Nikke, we may be dead, but aren't we still capable of talking with each other? There's something Hajime and I were playing before you came. Join us. I call it Season 783 of the Fun Show, starring star actress Emma. Got it? I can't hear you. Hey, DK. Let's go there and engage in some manly conversation with just the two of us. I told you to not get close. You're so gross. We're starting. What do you call a monkey that sells potato chips? Stop, I can't take this any longer. A chipmunk, right? No, a chimp. A what? Like a chipmunk is a rodent. What's the matter, Roha? Have you got a cold or something? No, just my nose being itchy. Yeah, I wonder if someone brought you up in a conversation somewhere. Mikado? Yes, I'm listening. How long are you gonna stay in my... why are you in my bed right now? Is that a problem? Eek. No, but... Yes, it is. What is there to be afraid of, Iroha? Is it because of DK's death? Or perhaps you're still overwhelmed by that private conversation we had? Please don't feel intimidated. I'm feeling exceptionally good today, after all. You have successfully accomplished your mission in time of crisis. I would say you deserve quite an amount of praise. Iroha, if you did not shove Sora from the top of the tower, you would have been defeated by now. You truly are the savior of Void. Really? It was all thanks to your fortune, of course. Objectively speaking, I had never seen a plan as idiotic as yours. Though I did order you to murder after the third-class trial, seeing all you could think of was pushing a random person from the top of a tower, I was almost impressed by how much of a pathetic moron you are. No need to make that face, I don't mean to blame you. As I emphasized, it was your thoughtless action, that saved us all. Sora became involved in DK's plan as a result of you pushing her, and the process itself acted as a force of fortune that neutralized the fortune on DK's side. In short, your act of shoving Sora was the very force that kept DK's plan from coming to fruition. You know this, right? Only fortune can counteract fortune. Though I doubt you put this into account when you carried out your plan. Had you not interfered, Shinji would have died at the spot, and I would have been in the checkmate with Yuki being the culprit. The mere thought of it gives me chills, although everything played out well in the end, I must admit. DK was a big threat. Now then, I should get moving. I wanted to share this overwhelming sense of happiness with a teammate. And be really, awkward and nasty about it. My apologies for intruding upon your private space. Is that why you killed him? DK posed a threat, so you added that insane rule? Insane rule? Don't pretend like you don't know. No betraying Void for Rule 17. What's the point of adding something like that now? Oh well, you're only half correct about that. I could have let DK live, but he had outlived his usefulness at that point. Now that I ask what your problem with the rule is, Iroha, are you perhaps thinking of going down the same path as him? No. I don't see a reason for you to question this rule unless you are harboring such ideas. Right, I'm just wondering if it's okay to do that when Monocro's watching. No worries, Iroha. We may have struggled in the past, but now things are playing out in our favor. It won't be long until Master Utsuro comes. Just a few more steps to go and everything will be done. So, Iroha, would you mind assisting me in this last step? Yes, I would mind, but I don't know what to do. I do have a rough outline of the plan. Yes, since we're in a good mood, why don't we start this right away? Now, start what? Follow me, Ta. Akane Taira? Yes. If what I'm thinking is right, she might be someone very close to me. Ray told me that she's alive. Akane Taira is alive. And that you wouldn't know that. She told me to tell you this if you recover your memories. She said that once I tell you this, you would take care of the rest of it. Hold on, that name, where have I heard it? I couldn't focus at all on the class trial after hearing that from Ray. Here, I put your reset code, Teruya. Teruya? No, I'm sorry, but I won't take this. What did you just say? Well, to be precise, I can't take it. It's not that I don't believe you. I've never been this happy to learn that Rei's still alive. But even after losing my memories, I know very well that I'm a member of the Kisaragi Foundation. And yet I threatened and imprisoned you when I should have been working hard to save you. Nikkei obstructed everything with his plans. Shinji getting caught up in it and dying. It's all my fault. And you think I could stand up to Mikado just from recovering my memories after all that? I don't have the right to. So? You're just gonna give up and turn your eyes away? Teruya, didn't I tell you this before? Don't try to take all the responsibility by yourself. I'm responsible for this. I'm responsible for that. Why are you so fixated on that? You're responsible for what you did. It doesn't matter now. We need your help right now. This is the time you should stand up for us. Well, but by your logic, I don't have any right to say anything to anyone right now. You may have just let Nikkei do his thing, but I've already actually stabbed Shinji. I was the one who let Shinji die. I am a murderer. I know very well what I've done, and I'm planning to atone for what I did. But first I want to show Mikado who he's messing with, killing innocents and trapping us here. That's the least I can do for the people who have left. Sora? Oh, him, I know that it will be nighttime soon, but I came to make an announcement for some mishaps. After some mishaps. Comrades, gather immediately at the harbor. I repeat, come immediately to the harbor. What's the deal with him? A meeting this late? And when the trial has just been finished? So let's first get moving. About the reset codes, give me time to collect my thoughts. I can't decide right now. Alright, let's first go to the harbor. How about the snow? It stopped snowing. Oh, welcome everyone. The shorter the number, the shorter it takes for everyone to arrive, no? Wait, I thought Monocro was the one who gathered us. Why are you welcoming us? Let's not dwell on such petty things. Hey, are you kidding me? It's almost midnight time. Why would you need us now? It might be midnight, I don't know. Do you have any idea how busy I am? I'd say that the midnight school the nighttime school rule is now useless at this point, wouldn't you agree? And I don't think you would be so stuck up on rules, Shobai. So what is it now? So hasty. Patience, my dear friends. We have time to spare, you know. Monocro will explain everything soon. What were you expecting? Someone as comedic as me, a mere student doing the explaining? A mere student. You're the one who added the rules on a whim to kill Nikkei. What, so that was Mikado's doing? It was obvious it was him. He's no longer bound by his place as a student. He's now showing his true colors as a mastermind. Now, calm down, Yoruko. Whatever Mikado did, I was just following the rule, understood? The reason I have gathered you all here is because we have an urgent matter we need to solve. Something we need to solve? Everyone turn around and look. What? It's just a monocruise. Wouldn't you say that the ship in this state won't be able to sail properly? Serves you right for sailing recklessly. Wait, who controls the ship anyway? Why are you blaming me for that? I told you the monocruise crashed here with something unexpected even for me. Oh, him, as Mikado just said, the monocruise is unable to sail anymore. You would know by now that we must head to the next island now that the trial has ended. How are we going to get there without a boat? You're not suggesting we swim over there, are you? Yes, indeed, no. No, most certainly not. My preparation is already done. Preparation? Everyone, I hope you've got everything you need on you. We're going to leave immediately, so get yourself ready. What, we're leaving right now? But first, please stay away from the monocruise. It's gonna go blown to smithereens. Now then, shall we dispose of this useless junk of a ship right here and now? Excuse me? Explosion. Eek. God, just what are you up to, you freak? Oh, this feeling of stored mana, not mama, being drained from you as it courses through your body. This is why I use magic. Wait, this isn't damaging school property? You're just asking to be killed, aren't you, Mikado? Well, actually, no, this isn't damaging school property. What, how come? He blew the whole ship away, let alone its insides. Technically speaking, since the monocruise has stopped working. Anyways, no, it just isn't against the rules. What? No, let's stop worrying about such a wasted piece of junk. It wasn't like it was going merry or anything. This island of mine was dirtied by Nikkei. Let us leave this accursed place as soon as possible. Come, my friends, follow me. Ta. Wait, Mikado, damn it. We just went through a trial where he's already plotting something, that wretch. The fact that he's excited about this makes me feel even worse. Pain in the ass. Oh yes, the bridge. What? Have you watched someone play or played Ultra Despair Girls? There's a bridge now. I was able to somehow restore it. This bridge will lead to the 5th island. Wait, you can't even see the other side from here. How far away is that place? Well, it's pretty far distance considering that we would have normally used the model cruise to travel there. But you shan't need to worry. I will provide you with the transportation method you need. Transportation method? Where would you find something like that in a place like this? It's gonna be like the mono car? The mono Karuma? Look around. This place is basically filled with them. Huh, here. Oh, you don't say. Yes, the broken down cars and motorbikes lying around here. Along with the bridge, I have also succeeded in fixing them as well. Comrades, choose anything of your liking to cross over the bridge now. What? Now that the rules are rendered useless, it doesn't really matter if you stay outside or not. However, wandering around in the night is dangerous, and I recommend that you get moving immediately. Especially since you're all tired from the class trial. Are you kidding me? There's literally no one here who's old enough to drive. We're all just high school students. I guess that makes sense in Japan. I mean, the United States freshmen in high school aren't old enough to drive, but like the juniors and seniors are. So saying we can't drive because we're high school students doesn't make sense just like by itself as a sentence. I did a lot of driving when I was in high school. And that didn't stop Shobai from leaving Ghost Rider style with a motorbike right just now. Well, you know he likes that. You know he's like that. You have Teruya, don't you? He's an adult, remember? I mean, I don't know how to drive. I won't force everyone to drive on their own. You could just let someone who knows how to drive take the wheel and bring everyone there. If you don't like either option, well then, you just have to walk, or you could stay behind all alone. Is this why you blew up the mono cruise? So that we have to move because we would have no place to stay? Who knows? We do need to move one way or other. Well then everyone, I'll be heading on now. See you again on the next island. Yeah, someone picked the Model T where you have to like shift with your foot. Wait, dude just teleported while we have a ride to ride a car to take the long way? Well, you heard it right. It won't take long if you go by car. I suggest you hurry and get it over with since you're all tired from the trial. Now then, I must take my leave as well. Monochrome? Are you being threatened by Mikado or something? What? Sora? I've always thought that you have a goofy character that worked with Void, but your recent actions have been very unnatural. If you, Monochrome, by any chance are doing this against your will, if none of this is your true intention, that's not how it is. You need not worry about me. I am a being that exists only to host this killing school trip and nothing more. I'd say we had enough talk, since you will need a basic explanation of the 5th island. I will be waiting for you on the other side. I'll be seeing you soon. Sora, why'd you ask a question like that? It's nothing. It doesn't matter. So... I guess we're the only ones left. Well, we have to move sooner or later. Shobai seemed to have no trouble using the motorbike, so I think it's safe to assume that the cars work too. Come on in. Although I'm not that good at driving. Wait, aren't you coming with us? Yoruko? As much as I don't want to get help from someone who's imprisoned me. You better drive safe, okay? Wait, I want to sit in the back too. Sora, come on. I saved the passenger seat for you. Okay. Protag privilege. We don't have an illustration for this? I didn't hear the handbrake pull. Everyone, we are here. So this is the 5th island. Oh, you all came. Higa City, okay. I have been waiting. I must say, you're earlier than I expected. That's 'cause Teruya's reckless driving, What do you mean reckless driving? It wasn't that bad. Well, it was. I'm still a bit dizzy. Now, where did Mikado and Shobai go? They must have arrived here before us. They arrived a bit earlier, heard the explanation, and went to their shelter. What even is this island? Some kind of big city? I'll try to keep my explanation brief, seeing your tired faces. But first, welcome to Higa City. Higa City? Mitsuhiro Higa, the soccer player. This island with state-of-the-art industry and tourist attractions, constructed on top of an artificial island in honor of a special someone. Or so was the planned setting. Setting? Well, it's just virtual reality after all. Nikkei had already told you all that, no? But aren't you supposed to not say that out loud or something? Does it really matter? Anyway, if I continue with my explanation, now that our shelter at the Monocruise is no longer with us, you will be staying here for a while. Being the last island in the big city, there is no need for you to worry about not having any necessities. The last island? Wait, I got a question. Every time there's been a murder, we've always had a trial on the trial ground beneath the Monocruise. But now the Monocruise is gone, and this is the last island. Does that imply that there's no class trials anymore? This isn't exactly the lace, but I do find that question hard to answer. Yoruko, why would you ask such a question? Now that Mikado is bending the school rules willy-nilly, we have nothing left to trust. I thought Monocro would at least tell us something, being the middleman. But alas, I suppose he's just one of them. Yoruko? Anyway, let me continue with the explanation. The city is divided into 4 big areas. For now, we will just call them the East, the West, the South, and the North areas, respectively. Each area has a giant wall that separates them, and there is a circular road that encompasses the whole island. The only way to move between the areas is through the gates. In other words, you can only move through them using the outer road. This place seems a bit too big for that. Are there any other forms of transportation? Well, there's going to be one, but at least you could ask Teruya to drive you around, And no thank you, another car ride like that will definitely kill me next time. There is one other thing to note. There are 2 symmetric twin buildings, each in the west and east area. Of course! I'm not sure if you can see it from here in this darkness. Is that it? Yes, that's it. Those buildings are off limits during nighttime. Nighttime, so after nighttime? Now that the rules are obsolete, I won't bound it to a specific time. But I suggest you do not go there during the night. That rule is going to be enforced on the same level as the school rules, so it's urgent that you remember this. And why is that? I'm sorry to inform you that I cannot tell you. What? Well, what else is new? Everyone's keeping secrets now. The entrance to the Twin Towers exists in both the west and east areas. And there is a bridge connecting the 2 towers near the top. This should be the only other way to travel through each area, other than the outer road previously mentioned. Now, what should be the end of my explanation? You can all go rest. It is quite late after all. Go rest, but where? There's no Monocruise here. Here, each of you take a look at take one of these. What even are these? These card keys are usable in any hotels or shelters in Higa City. The many shelters in Higa City can be entered if you use these card keys on the room's door. Once activated, the room will be recognized as yours. So you can enter it using your handbooks like your old rooms. Just like our old rooms. To put it simply, as long as you keep your card keys on that room, you can open and close it like using your handbooks. The room will only be accessible using the handbooks of the owner whose card key activated the room. You'll be able to sleep sound at night if your safety isn't secured, right? And while the city is so large that you might have trouble finding rooms that the others have chosen. But do not worry, as I have provided the room history data on your handbooks, so you can check that information wherever. So hurry up, it's dangerous go alone. It's dangerous top go alone. Suddenly Monocro starts using tree speak. Take these. There are a lot of facilities provided for your accommodation here on this island. There isn't anyone else anyway, so use them at your leisure. As mentioned before, the rules are obsolete, so feel free to stay together or sleep by yourselves. So we're free to go anywhere and stay wherever we want? Excluding the Twin Towers during the night, that is. Oh, and the north area is relatively underdeveloped, so I would recommend going there. So we can leave already? Well, yes. Oh, wait, hold on. What is it? No, never mind that, it's nothing. It's probably useless to even mention it. My role here will be over soon anyways. Well, what does that even mean? Farewell. Monocro? Don't you think he's acting a bit weird? He's acting like he's gonna die soon. Wait, can he even die? Yes, Monokuma will show up. Oh, Yuki. Yaruko, could we talk for a little? Yaruko? Well, I feel sleepy, so I guess I'll be going too. Good night, everyone. Sorry, you alright? What? I don't know if I should be the one to say this, but the atmosphere felt a bit off. Honestly, I thought I was gonna die from awkwardness back in that car. 5 people in a cramped car, not a single word, like, jeez. And you were especially friendly with Yaruko. Did something happen? It's nothing. It was all my fault, after all. Yeah, it's all because I... Nah. Sora, maybe you should just sleep for tonight. It's been a rough day after all, not just for me and you, but for all the others. So, what are you going to do for tonight? I guess look for a place to stay. I mean, I can see dozens of hotels even from here. And the reset codes. Can I talk to you about them tomorrow morning? Give me one night to think about it. After I think everything through, tomorrow morning, we can talk about everything there is to talk about. Alright. Right, I guess we should be going to find a place to stay as well. Sleep well, Sora, and I'll contact you using the handbooks tomorrow morning. Good night, Teruya. Yaruko's on the title card. So she's gonna die in Chapter 5? The characters on the title cards, they had a tendency to die. I mean... Satsuka died, Setsuka died, Nikkei died. The twins died. Phew. For a room I picked randomly, it feels pretty good. I knew it. So I wasn't wrong after all. I can't hear that voice anymore. Who are you? Who are you, the one who has always spoke to my heart? Are you Akane Taira? Hey, what am I even doing? I should just get some sleep. Well, as far as free time events are concerned, I've got Otori. And Iroha. And that's it. Okay, well, that one wasn't really as entertaining. That was definitely not as entertaining as the Chapter 3 one. That was kind of a grrr. That was kind of a gritty sort of... kind of trial, right? I haven't really decided if I guessed it right or not. Depends on how you think of it, I guess. Yeah, cool. Well, I'll save the game. And I'll pick up Chapter 5 sometime.